All right, it's good friends, good games. We're here. We're talking about password vaults and remembering passwords. Morgan has 65 passwords that are unique. Now, unique is
Excuse me?
actually unique. Like, you can't sit there and be like,
Yeah.
Twitch 1, Twitch 2, Twitch 3. Those are
Yeah.
unique.
That's what I mean. It's like,
She's
How
got
do you
like
remember that?
she's got like a giant billboard of like 65 different like post-it notes all over a wall, and she's like that guy.
oh no.
She's like that guy that's in that meme where like he's like looking at the board and he's trying to like figure shit out. That's Morgan with the passwords.
The IT guy in me is triggering right now. Like, I'm triggered.
Oh god. It just reminds me of like my boss, the current boss. He gets like messages all the time from other like managers who are not technically inept, or who don't know how to use a computer very well. He once showed me a picture of a pub that's not far away from me, of like that he sent to him because he didn't understand something on his computer. He literally looked in the corner of the photo. His password is right there on the post-it note, and then he was just like, I was just like, how dumb do you have to be?
So, one of the first things I do is like, let's say for example, this was more my help desk days. I don't really do this much anymore, but like my help desk days, someone would put in a ticket and they'd be like, hey, can you come look at my machine, blah, 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 blah. I would go over there and I'd be like, where's so-and-so? And they're like, oh, they went on break or they went on lunch or whatever. I would just sit down, flip up the keyboard, and I would 9 times out of 10 find their password to their machine under the keyboard on a post-it note.
Yeah.
And it would literally say something stupid like PC password or computer password.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't need, like, I mean, if you had just left a random password there, that at least adds some level of thing like, oh, what's this password too? But no, they literally put PC password.
There's also that person that keeps like a notepad file on their computer that says passwords as the file name. And then you click in and then they have like a dozen, like a whole list of passwords just available for the taking.
Don't even get me started on like 2FA. Like when we implemented 2FA, the amount of people that would just literally accept the 2FA after not trying to log into their account. It'd be like, oh, are you authorizing this login? Yes. Without actually like having initiated the login. It's unbelievable.
It's not a fail-safe system.
People aren't a fail-safe system. That's the problem. Are you rocking new headphones, Everest?
Yeah.
Are we on Sony? Are these Sony's?
Nah, SteelSeries.
Oh, SteelSeries. Okay.
SteelSeries wireless.
Nice.
Yes. They're a little bit different. They have a little bit of a different tone to them. It's not bad. It's just different.
I've been getting in the habit of buying. I just use like I have like, what are they? Sony like XM5s or whatever, those like expensive Bluetooth ones. And I've just gotten the habit of using those at my computer, and they're I like the noise canceling. I really like the noise canceling for when I want pure silence.
Yeah.
But
I'm not used to like seeing myself wearing white headphones. I'm used to the black. I've had the black for like 5 years. And now it's like going back to white, because I used to wear white all the time. And then I swapped to black, and now it's white again, and it's weird.
So
my face is too white for this. I never had one to begin with. I never went through that phase.
The headphone phase.
The ones with the ears.
The headphone emo phase.
The ones with the kitty ears on them. Have you seen the ones with the kitty ears?
Oh, those ones. The razor ones.
I can't take. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, do those even sound? Do they even sound good?
I don't know. Probably not.
Or is it all for show?
It's all show, probably.
Yeah.
All right. It is Good Friends, Good Games. It's episode 40. So we talked about this like episode or two ago. Like, are we going to make it to 50 this year? Yes, we will make it to 50 this year, just before the holiday. We're on episode 40. It's the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you guys.
Happy Star Wars Day.
It's Star Wars Day as of this recording.
Yeah.
I will just start off by saying...
Hold on, May 4th? Hold on, Engage. Wait, sorry, wrong franchise. Anyway,
did you just stop a Star Trek reference?
You just go trigger the entirety of the fandom with that one saying.
Wait, are you a Star Trek nerd?
I was actually more to Star Trek than Star Wars, but then again, I'm more familiar with the Star Wars franchise, but only because I watched the films just so that I'm not that one guy that knows nothing about Star Wars.
I watched it just so people aren't insulted when I say I've never watched it.
So one could say is then you watch it to study the enemy.
Not that I hated it, it's just I don't care.
No.
On a completely unvideo game related note, but it's very exciting to me, I have discovered one of those amazing things that I've ever purchased. My dentist for a year or two now has been bugging me to go get the water flosser thing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, they're expensive. They're like $100, like $80 to $100, blah, 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 blah. Well, it finally went on sale at Costco and I bought it, right?
Yeah.
I hooked this thing up and just the sheer amazingness of how deep it like sprays into your gums and semi-gross, like the stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
I thought we were not going to talk about like oral, like mouth related things, dental related things. I thought
we were talking about painfully dental related things. We're not going to talk about painfully dental.
That was a subject.
Yeah. No, but like seriously, it's literally this. It leaves your mouth feeling so damn clean, and I'm like so upset with myself that I waited this long to grab a water pick. It's unbelievable. Highly recommended.
I mean, I have one, but I tried it once. I didn't like it. Like,
did it hurt?
Yeah, it was way too powerful.
You're supposed to put it on the lowest setting when you do it the first time.
I did put it on the lowest setting, and it was too powerful.
Damn, just cutting the Dill's mouth and just burn.
Yeah.
Just shredded his entire gums.
They were bleeding, and I was just like,
oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
It's like you're like power washing your teeth.
Yeah, literally. I have no teeth left by the end of it. Like nearly up there, if I carried on, like Jesus.
He goes to like spit the water out. His teeth just go with it.
Yeah. So I just went back to the standard, dental floss. After that, I was just like, no, I'm good.
I am excited to never have to buy floss again. Although I don't know if that's necessarily true, but
it's a small possibility that you have weak gums still, and you need stronger gums.
I don't know, because like last dentist appointment that I went to, like he checked all my teeth and they're like, no, your teeth are all pretty good. Because I had a
pretty
pain
good
issue. Yeah, like I had a pain issue like right there, and like he examined it thoroughly. The hygienist examined it thoroughly as well. And she did a deep clean and everything like that. They found no issues. So no idea what's causing the pain.
Some people just have sensitive
gums. I assume you got X-rays and everything.
Yeah, X-rays and everything.
Yeah.
And like ever since she cleaned them, though, there's not been any pain, but there's been like weird like feelings on there every so often. I think I've like hit a nerve or something like that, and it's still recovering.
It might be triggering like the sensitivity of the maybe there was something. I don't know.
Zenith has a hard 130. So anyone have anything exciting to share that they did over the past 2 weeks before we move on to the games?
I got a new router.
A router?
A router? Well, router. How's that sound?
That's better.
There you go. I don't know. I installed a new router. I had to like basically like sort out bills and stuff like that. I've saved over £100 on our bills basically over the course of the next like few months and stuff like that. So
the adulting game is real.
Yeah, the adulting game is real. I actually had to talk to someone in order to sort out our like phone and internet contracts. She was lovely, and then we got like a good deals and everything. Yeah.
Jesus, man. Speaking of the adulting, I actually sat down because I got annoyed, right? Out of nowhere. This happens to me a lot. I'm fairly good with my bills. Like my rent's always paid. I never had any problems with that. Car payment, all that's taken care of, right? But it's always the one things like I forget about. And then they come back like a year later and haunt me. Like out of nowhere, the other day, the PlayStation account subscription triggered and it was like $80. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's so expensive.
And I was like not ready for the $80 to come out of nowhere. And then I was like, okay, screw that. I'm sitting down. I sat down and like I itemized each item that I have to account for my paycheck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick to that amount.
Good.
If I have a subscription, a monthly bill, anything, like, no matter what, if it's yearly, I'm breaking it over the course of 12 months and I will have no surprises.
Yeah, I pay for Amazon Prime yearly because overall it's one big payment, but overall I save
save a boatload.
Yeah, you save 2 months worth of like Amazon Prime by like just doing that one big payment, because like it just, if it's done per monthly, it takes an extra like I think 20 quid out for me. And I'm like,
they add like an extra $1 or $2 a month.
Yeah,
just for doing it that way. It sucks.
Yeah, so that's why I pay it yearly.
Here's to the adulting. How's the move going, Everest? I can see your fort's getting bigger.
The pile of boxes.
Yeah.
The pile of boxes is just increasing. I cleaned. This is so lame. I cleaned the couch yesterday and covered it with a sheet, so now it's ready to be moved. That's not cool. Don't make it sound cooler than it really is. No, just a bunch of. That's another one of those forbidden places where it's like, oh,
the forbidden crevice is back.
The forbidden crevice returns again.
Yes. You just find these little places where you're like, oh, should have cleaned that a while ago. Oh, should have cleaned that a while ago. And it's nice to have known, like, oh, I did it. It feels better. I feel good, you know, but it's like, it's all this. It's not really fun to talk about. We're moving. It sucks.
Yeah.
We're moving and it sucks. I got another A, though. I got my second grade of grad school, so
nice. You got
we're still in the still in the 4.0 GPA.
Nice.
ChatGPT didn't let you down. Good job.
Yeah.
Why would it? Why would it?
Yeah. But do you find anything like weird in the couches? Like, do you find any like Cheetos or anything that like have been in there forever?
See, we have a couch where it's not like a huge task to lift the cushions and vacuum underneath them. You know how some people really have to dig? It's not like that. And so it wasn't that bad. There was like maybe a Dorito. Maybe like a single Dorito.
Cool Ranch, here we go.
Yeah.
Are you Cool Ranch or Nacho people?
I used to be Nacho, but now I think I'm more Cool Ranch. Actually, the Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch is like the best. Nice. Probably my favorite tortilla chip is the Flamin' Hot.
I feel like
Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch.
I need to try American Doritos because like we don't have Cool Ranch, we have what's called Cool Ordinary.
What?
Right. Cool Original. Like
What?
Cool Original, which is just basically like a plain Dorito chip. That's it.
Cool Original sounds like a minty chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically is. I don't like that.
Like
one.
You put menthol or something on your
it's just
corn
like
chips.
Plain. And I'm like, I either go with what we call tangy cheese, which is basically like similar to nacho cheese, or I go to the chili heat wave one, which is a more spicier one.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to send each other like little like care. Like my mom always called them care packages, but like you put in like little snacks and little thing like American snacks, European snacks, whatever, and you trade.
Yeah.
And then you just give them like a little, I don't know.
Taste
That'd
of
be
America.
fun.
The good news is, Ever's on your move. The good news is, on the way to Arizona, you have 300 pages of Geralt and Ciri adventures to get through.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that.
So now that Everest has got it,
Erik got me a comic book compilation, basically, of the Witcher universe. So
nice.
Very excited about that. The problem is though I'm driving. I don't. So we have 2 vehicles, and then the truck. So we're towing one vehicle, and then I have to drive one with 2 cats, and then he's driving the truck. So I'm actually, it's gonna be audiobooks for me.
Nice. So the boys got they each got a copy of Tomb Raider Remastered for their birthdays.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went and I covered all the birthday gifts for the month in one shot. So,
no, I'm stoked. I'm glad I got what I got. Thank you, Erik. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Not that I wouldn't have fun playing Tomb Raider, but.
I mean, I haven't started playing.
Thanks for the books, but I would have had fun playing Tomb Raider also.
No. Actually,
I'm just playing, Everest. I
said it completely wrong, but it's the opposite. The opposite, exactly.
I figured that was the perfect thing.
I don't need any more video games. Give me books.
No, I figured that would be the perfect thing for you because you're going to be exhausted after you move and you can just chill. And
my desk won't be up for God knows how long.
And all you need is an iPad or a tablet or your phone. You can do it on your phone too. So I figured that would be the perfect gift for you.
As well?
What isn't available?
Audiobooks. Yeah,
what about them?
Are they available to like listen to as audiobooks as well?
Or
the ones
not
that
the
Erik bought me? No, because they're
yeah.
comics, they're real pictures.
Because I would have said that would have been very like useful, I guess, maybe for the ride. You just listen to the audiobook.
But I've been meaning to listen to or read the rest of the Witcher series. I finished The Last Wish, which is the first one. And then that'd actually be a really good series to go through on the drive. So good idea.
So
there you go.
Before we get to Zenith, all you have to do, if you do not pay for Audible, you don't have to pay for Audible. Check in with your local library, see if they use Libby, because there's a bajillion audiobooks on Libby that you can get through your library. And if you have a Spotify premium account that you're already paying for, they have audiobooks there too.
I do have Spotify Premium.
So not every audiobook is available on Premium, but there's a good chunk of them like that are new and stuff that are available on Premium. So you do not have to pay for Audible for whatever that $15.
No, I don't. But I have a little more respect for Audible because they worked with
the Kindle.
They worked with Brandon. They worked with Brandon Sanderson in improving writers' rates for Audible, or which was super cool. You guys didn't see that? Oh, it was really cool.
I'm aware of Brandon Sanderson, but I didn't know he did that. That's pretty cool.
It was a really big deal. He's been working with Audible for the past. I think it was Audible. One of these large audiobook
it's probably Audible.
companies.
They're like the main player.
And he's like, "This is outrageous. This is ridiculous. You can't be paying writers this. This is your content. You're paying these You know what I mean?"
Yeah, they're getting paid peanuts.
All media is having the same issue, but he was specifically working with Audible, and they released a new contract with writers that is either has been released or will be released soon. That gives them a larger pay cut, which is super awesome.
Good.
Nice. So
cool news, fun news, good news.
Fun news.
Good games.
Zenith, you got anything exciting before we move to video games?
Oh God. Well, aside from, I've just been really, really busy. I mean, I haven't had like an actual full day off to just relax for like, I think like since before, like last podcast, celebrated my birthday, got to see my grandmother. She got me like a whole bunch of food, which is nice.
Aww.
I have a bachelor party I have to go to tonight, so that's why I won't be able to stick around for the full episode.
Is that where bread's from? Is that your grandmother's bread? Your
yes. It's my grandmother's bread.
Call him out. Call the man out.
But the black pepper that is currently on my desk, I got about 4 or 5 months ago, so you can't blame her for that.
Okay, so hold that up again. Hold that up again, Zenith, so the chat can see this.
Basically all
also,
Zen's
if you're in the audio world, Zenith is holding up black pepper, but it is in a bag. I have never seen this. For us in America,
I like how it's also in French.
Yeah. Les pepper.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know French, Zen? I don't like a little
French.
Bit. You can read
French.
It.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't speak it.
Fair enough.
But like, I've never seen this before. It's all for here in America. It's always in like a tube or the grinder thing, or something like that, or the little tin can like thing with the shaker thing on top.
The grinders.
I put it in like one of these. So.
He's holding up a shaker if you're listening. Yeah, like I've never seen it in a bag. Farmer Zen. He's back?
It's like got a little barn on it. It's got a little barn on it.
Oh, so the farmer thing is deep.
Oh God, I didn't realize.
The farmer thing is deep.
Anyway.
Zenith's rocking a haircut too. He did not mention his
you know what sucks is
you also got a haircut.
So
Erik.
like I got
I was bad. Mine was rough.
So when I got my haircut, like I was very happy with it, but then I didn't realize that the lady did a bad job with my hair actually.
Huh?
So if I take my headphones off real quick, so this side was done just fine, but this side, the hair was like much longer.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
I can
what
see the uneven bit.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, I can see.
So before the podcast today, I took my scissors and I was like, okay, so let me try and even this out. And there was like parts of my hair that were like this much longer than the other side. So thankfully, there's hairdressing in the family, so like I'm able to fix it myself.
Okay, good.
Because I learned from my grandmother, and then I learned from my brother, because my brother actually has cut my hair throughout the pandemic, and so I actually had decent hair from him, and that was free. But don't live with him, so my aunt owns her own hairdressing store, so I was able to fix that today. But I mean, I can't do like a great job because like I can't exactly like look behind myself, but I was able to kind of see, all right, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed, and thankfully my scissors were up for the job.
Wait, why didn't you go to your aunt the whole like every time?
Yeah,
because she's like lives outside the city. I am not going like 3-4 hours just to get a free haircut.
You're public transport, right? Like you're a public transport person.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that would be rough. I was like, I was thinking about that too, where you're like, oh, well, I've got a whole family of like hairstylists that could fix this, but I fixed it myself.
They all live. Yeah. They all live far away.
I mean, I might actually have to have because I'm going to be doing some house sitting for my brother again near the end of the month.
Ooh.
Which will be great because I'll be starting my St. Jude campaign by then.
Good.
So I might get him to like fix up my hair.
It looks fine to me. I don't know.
Well, that's because you did a damn good job, Eric. Look at that. Look at that.
Did you have a good birthday though?
Yes. It was actually a great birthday. It was the very first birthday where I didn't spend it seeing any family or friends. So I had a cake. I ate it on stream.
Oh, good. You did buy the cake.
Yeah, I had a great stream, but other than that, I mean, like I had like a couple phone calls from family, but it was a very quiet birthday this year.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Pal's when it comes to my birthday, like I'm very much like you want to be, like where you're kind of like, I just want to sit, take the day off, relax, and enjoy my day off kind of thing. Where like Pal really does.
Not me. I was like, it's my birthday. Let's get to work.
I'm talking about like here. How do I get what you're saying though? Like you kind of want, like you eat your cake and you spend the day basically doing what you want to do, right? Like yourself, you know. Whereas like Pal is one of those ones that likes to plan something out. Like it's your birthday, you gotta do like this. It's like I just kind of want to sit and chill and do my own thing.
Josh is like that.
My mom's like that.
Where he wants to like you want to be the one that relaxes on your birthday, and then he wants to make your birthday like special. Is that what you're getting at, or is it vice versa?
I don't need it to be special. I just want to spend it with people that I care about.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that.
Like I take all the phone calls and I take all the messages and everything and I reply to them and all that good stuff. But like for the most part, I'm like one of those ones where it's like, I'm just going to sit, I'm going to do my thing, watch TV, play games, read whatever. And then, indulge in whatever birthday treat I'll get myself. And then that's pretty much me. I hate to say it's going to sound like a downer, but it's pretty much another day of the year for me, which
I did get some cool stuff though from Chad for my birthday.
Oh,
I got a Paper Mario shirt.
Ooh.
That I can be wearing when 1000 Year Door comes out, and I got this really nice like Zelda cup, sippy cup, and it's green.
Sippy cup.
Hold on, I'll find it. Hold on.
All right, while he does that,
I'll probably show you.
While he does that, I have nothing new and exciting on my front. Actually, I have been very busy at work. I did find time to get a haircut, just like Zenith did. I did not clip it myself. So I've just been doing that thing. Pao and I have gotten the photography bug again. Oh, Zenith is back with the sip. Oh, that is adorable. Yeah. So for audio listeners out there, it is like a jar-like cup here with a straw. It's got like a wood lid and it says Lon Lon Ranch, which is an homage to the ranch in Ocarina of Time. That is an adorable cup. Adorable. So yeah, I just been relaxing. I've been with what free time I have. I've just been relaxing. Pal and I have been going out and taking some pictures. We went to the beach and took some pictures at the pier not too long ago. She's getting pretty good
Santa
pretty quick.
Monica?
So Santa Monica, yeah.
Oh,
It's nice Santa Monica. I did take her to the Venice Canals, which for those that do not know, the Venice Canals is one of my favorite places in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles area. It's the Venice Canals. I love that place. It's very quiet. It's very serene. It's very relaxing. So we took some pictures there.
Oh, I think I know about this place.
Yeah, the Venice Canals. It's they've been in TV shows and stuff a lot.
Okay.
And then we took Pau to Del Perro Pier, or whatever it's called in Grand Theft Auto 5. But yes, that's the Santa Monica Pier. And we took pictures there.
I think I went to that pier, didn't I, with you?
I did. I took you to the Santa Monica
You
Pier,
did,
which
yes.
is Del Perro. And the first thing
was-
you saw when you got off the train was, it's Del Perro Pier. And then you pointed at the sign.
I was super into GTA 5 back then, mate. You know this. I was super
Mm-hmm.
excited to be on the very pier where it was based on. I was just like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Now you need to go to Florida.
Yeah.
That's what the next.
Oh,
that's what the next
yes.
game
Yeah,
is going to
it's
be based
true,
off of.
yes. Ooh.
We're going back to Vice City. They said it's Vice City, right? In the trailer?
They didn't confirm that.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
They didn't confirm it. They just said that, like, this is the location, and it's very much looking like it's a Florida-styled location, but it didn't confirm what the location is. Just showed it off. That's
If it's near like Disney World, you bet I'm just gonna be like, all right, time to run people over with my car in Disney World.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
What did those people
right.
ever do to you?
Yeah.
It's Grand Theft
GTA.
Auto. What do
Yeah.
they
So
do?
people are just trying to
It's
enjoy
everything.
their vacation.
Yeah,
Trying to enjoy their
That's
vacation.
their problem, though.
Get rid of the snowbirds.
Oh, GTA is gonna be fun when it comes out.
There was actually an
True.
episode of Good People Eric and Hannah called Snowbirds, because Hannah literally spent half the episode complaining about the snowbirds.
Oh, that'll be my
Oh.
reality pretty soon. Because
yeah.
Arizona is
Warm
the
climate.
West Coast, the West
Okay.
Coast version of where people
Florida.
snowbird. Yeah.
So it's basically
Yeah.
West Coast Florida. Got it.
Canadians like to travel.
Well, without the humidity.
That's good, actually. Yeah. It's-
Yeah, it is. I mean,
yeah.
everyone has their own preferences. Some people actually do enjoy the humidity, but it gets
No.
way hotter, and there's not as much vegetation. So,
Hmm.
I wouldn't say one's better or worse. They're just different depending on what you prefer. I prefer the drier heat, but well,
I
you know
prefer
what?
no
No,
heat.
there's a time for everything. I'll take the humidity. I went to
I don't-
Hawaii like
I don't
last
do well
year.
in heat. I don't do well in heat at all.
Yeah.
no,
I
none of you
enjoy the
Brits
heat.
do.
No.
None of you Brits do.
No.
I don't like heat at all. See, the problem I have, Pal always looks at me like, how can you take the cold so well? Because when it's cold, I just add more layers.
Yeah.
You know, I just add a blanket or
Mhm.
whatever. But like when it's blazing hot, once you're naked, you're screwed. There's nothing
Mhm.
else you can do.
Except
drink
water.
Fire.
Want to
Water,
trade?
Right.
a pool, the ocean.
No. No.
Yes, let me
Yes.
just build
You'll
a pool
definitely
in my.
love minus 20 weather,
I will
Eric.
burn no matter what.
I want to do it. Like I really want to. Like one of the crazy bucket list things I have is to go to New York in the winter when it's snowing. Like I want to experience it. Like I'll probably hate it when I do, but I feel like it's one of those things where I get down there, I should do it. You know what I mean?
You just can't. Well, then at least you'll understand. Like, oh, I
Right.
can't get in my car because it's frozen shut. Oh, I can't. I can't.
That's what
Yeah,
flavor
I
was
mean, it's not so bad. Like you'll
gonna
have like
slip on
appreciation
ice.
for winter. Like if you're vacationing somewhere, that's winter. But like the moment you have a house and just like, oh great, the snow is back. Time to shovel the
Weatherproof,
driveway
yeah.
for 3 hours and have bad
I
back
get it.
pain for a week. Then you'll
I'm-
hate winter.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that
Weatherproofing,
reality.
Shoveling, yeah, everything. Warming
Yeah.
up your
Well
car
aware
for
of that.
5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a bitch.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
not
honestly,
cool.
I don't even have it as bad as Zen does. I'm a wussy when it comes
You
to
just got
stuff.
rain.
But
Like you just got rain, right?
no. We're
No?
we're Eastern Washington, and so we
Oh,
are
okay.
we're higher elevation. And we were in the negatives for a couple weeks.
Damn.
It was like negative. It was like negative 12, negative 14, something like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
I don't
cold.
know. I don't know how that translates to Celsius, but at that point, it's like.
Yeah,
I have no words. I can't tolerate it. I can't tolerate
Celsius.
Have you ever had the toilet like freeze over? Like, has the toilet ever frozen over?
The toilet? That's
indoors, yeah, like the water in the toilet.
No,
like the toilet, the water in the toilet.
Because it's indoors.
Yeah.
If anything, Eric, the pipes will freeze, but only if you're in a house. But if you're in a building, like even if it's like minus 40 Fahrenheit, like you'll still be fine. Just if anything, you'll have.
If it gets that cold, and you didn't properly weatherproof your house, or your insulation is poor, blah blah blah, what you have to do is you have to slowly run your water.
Yeah,
you have to slowly run your water to make it move.
This is
and so it doesn't
not
freeze.
Not gonna lie. This is probably, if I ever end up in a colder climate, Pal's gonna tell me something like, "Hey, don't forget to go winterize the house or whatever. Don't forget to prep the house." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I got it. I'm on it." While I just keep playing, GTA 6, and then
is that in your cards? Is that in your cards to move somewhere cold?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, you've been a California boy your whole life. I don't know if you can do it.
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there, not to sound negative, but the situation in California right now, I am not opposed. It's like, okay, we got
just saying, Eric, if you do decide to go to spend like a winter in New York, you, me, and Pal, we should rent an Airbnb and have like a really nice like log cabin. It'll be like in December.
Oh, don't tease me, dude. I'm
with
already
all like
down.
the Christmas decorations, and like you can see like the city. We have like a fireplace on. Dude, you're gonna have a great time.
It's gonna sound like a goddamn telethon.
It does.
Donate now to save the children. Yeah, it's like we're gonna do it. Like we're gonna have a telethon. We're gonna raise money for the kids. St. Jude in our cozy, warm little like log cabin. You know,
yes,
$4.99, and you
we wear the Ryan Reynolds, like Christmas sweaters.
I know. All right, so one of you wears the Ryan Reynolds one wears a Hugh Jackman one. Done.
Nice, done. All right, get some video game talk here. Zenith, we're going to start with you since you are on a fixed schedule. How was the Tomb Raider? Did you relive your childhood teenage fantasies?
Yes, it's been great. So. If you guys don't know, Eric gifted me the Tomb Raider 1 to 3 collection for my birthday, and I've been actually put this on my Steam wish list. I replied to get like an early key, did not get it because I grew up playing Tomb Raider 3, and it was actually came to me at an important time in my life where my parents just split up. We were basically alone, and I couldn't understand it. So like the one thing that kept me occupied as a kid was me just playing Tomb Raider 3 and listening to my favorite music on repeat because I didn't understand. It's like, why did my dad leave us? So that's what got me through like couple difficult years in my childhood.
Wow, it's got a lot of sentimental value.
That I did not realize that this game had so much sentimental value to you.
Yep. So that's why I was been playing it a lot.
So let's really see. So have they done anything to it? Like, have they made any improvements, quality of life? Has anything really been done, or did they just slap a fancy new label on it?
Okay, so so they have like the remastered kind of graphics where it looks like things got like a lot more foliage. Lara Croft looks, kind of like animated, but not like her like pixel boobs look.
Does she have a larger butt?
She's got a nice ass, I will say.
Well then.
But the same time though, like the levels are still blocky as all hell, despite like the big texture overhaul. So you still go around the levels and it's like, hey, look at like it's a tiger. Here's Lara Croft. Look at all the greenery. It looks great. And then you look at the level and it's like, oh my god, those are some very basic polygons.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like they still kept the original kind of like levels and feel of it while having like a bit of a modern kind of like coat of paint on it. But at the same time though, it's still lipstick on a pig because the game is still very old. It's still very 90s, and they kept a lot of the voice acting where like the voice acting can't even hear over like how loud the music is.
You can't adjust it?
Nope. That's just how it is. But they also did a thing where they included the original controls, which I'm currently playing on, which I gotta say, just trying to like run, jump, and climb like monkey bars is me trying to like mash 4 different keys on my keyboard at the same time. It's like, and you're not even using WASD for the keys. You have to use the arrow keys because that's how it originally was.
They did not fix that.
Yeah, so I have to like hold up on the arrow. I'm holding what is it? Like control in order to like hold Laura's arms off. I press Alt to jump, and then I have to hold Z as well because Laura Croft needs to sprint. And then if I need to do a roll in the air, I have to immediately let go of the directional arrows and press end in midair in order for me to do like a little spin in midair so I can grab another ledge. I'm like,
did you get the nice pinky cramp? The pinky
my
cramp
hands,
is the
my
worst.
hands have been hurting playing this game. I will say that. No other game does this.
Have you not trying to play in controller?
Yeah, did they add controller support?
So they do have modern controls.
Okay.
But I decided, no, that's not how I remember this game, because I don't know why I still remember this fucking game.
So you made it harder for yourself on purpose.
Again.
He's bringing
this
back
is not
nostalgia.
new. This is not new.
Yes, I mean, you guys should know me by now. This is how I like it.
I mean, I know that path, and sometimes that path is, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also a button you can press that reverse the original graphics.
Oh.
So.
Wait, what was that again? Sorry, I was typing.
Yeah, there's a button that reverses to the original graphics.
Oh, really?
Like at any given time?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you just press it, and then all of a sudden
I
it's
like
like
it when they do
pixel
that.
boobs. Let's go.
Yay. The pointy boobs are back.
Yeah.
Does it go back to the original?
All we care about Laura.
Yeah. Does it go back to the original resolution, or like, does it go back to the original like 4:3?
It's still widescreen.
Oh, okay.
Which is great.
Is there a limit to how far the screen will go as well? Does it go to 1080p? You can go to 1440p, or is it like
it's whatever your monitor is.
Okay.
Oh, really? So they did do like upscaling. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, did some upscaling. Works just fine. So, yeah.
Okay, so overall we've got the same game. The boobs have been rounded. The butt's been improved. Controls are still anus, but they did add modern controller support.
Yeah, for those that can't handle it.
Yeah, and childhood nostalgia will thrive again.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm currently playing. I'm halfway through Tomb Raider 3, which is the one that I played, and then when I finish that, then I'll finally fully experience 1 and 2, because I didn't actually get to really play those games properly.
What is Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy?
So this was another birthday gift from Damien. So this is a game that is, think Zelda, but ancient Egyptian mythology. It is very cool. It was originally came out for the GameCube. It plays like Zelda, where you play as 2 different characters. One is Sphinx, where he plays much like Link, where you have to, get swords, you have to solve puzzles, defeat enemies, collect like little angst to increase your health, which is like heart pieces. There's stores, you have to get items in order to like proceed. Like think instead of like hookshot, you get like a grappling, like a little thing that allows you to zip line. And then the other character is more about like solving puzzles using like platforming and doing like a bit of stealth.
So there's multiple characters in this that you play as?
Yeah, you play as Sphinx, and basically this guy who was mummified. So you can set yourself on fire to solve puzzles. So, yeah.
Okay.
You need to light torches. So
I don't know what I am having a hard time picturing this right now.
I'm going to the Steam page right now.
Yeah.
I've been to the Steam page.
Let's see here.
Actually, I think Damien also showed me this game as well, and I was just like, "What is this game?"
Yeah, it's hard. It's actually hard because like,
is it an indie?
something like that, but it's
What is it called again? I'm sorry.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
Yeah.
So it actually, for the GameCube, it looked fantastic. Like the graphical style like held up very, very well. And it's pretty cheap right now. So yeah, if you like Zelda, then you'll enjoy it.
It's very looks very GameCube era.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not indie. It's a THQ Nordic game.
Yeah.
It's weird because like the only games in my my library that it's comparing itself to is Skyrim and Starfield, and I hardly
That's what
think
I've
that's
got.
correct.
I'm like, really now?
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't look bad, but I do want to light myself on fire to solve puzzles. Like, I think that's something I might be interested in. Okay, so
But just know that you will get stuck. You have to actually pay close attention to what people are saying, because
it's one of those.
you will get lost, because I almost got lost. I'm like, oh my god, I don't remember how to fucking leave this area.
It's one of those games.
Yeah. It's one that has like some outdated like Zelda puzzle solving mechanics where I'm like, oh my god, this is taking so fucking long. Just please. But it's still a good time. Like
Interesting.
Yeah, it's great.
That is Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. That is currently $14.99 on Steam. I'm not sure if this is on the other platform, but on Steam, $14.99, and the Tomb Raider remasters, which are I think on all the platforms, right?
Yep.
It should be.
Okay. Yeah. That is currently $29.99 on Steam. So there you go. You also got a Resident Evil 7 playthrough. Are you doing anything different with this Resident Evil 7 playthrough?
You're damn right, Eric. I've been playing some Resident Evil 7. It's been good. I get some revenge on fucking Jack Baker. He's a mother trucker.
Zen Baker is now in the house.
So
what's going on?
Basically, I've been
Farmer Zen question mark.
So basically, Resident Evil 7, people say, okay, this game's really scary. This is my second playthrough, but I just been having a lot of just fun with it. So, because I'm not as scared. Like, it still like has like little jumps at me, and I don't remember like a lot of the things, but I just been like having like little fun bits. And I mean, I had like because every single time, so in the game, Ethan Winters, if you find steroids, you use it and it will actually increase your maximum health. But every single time I did, I was like, all right, guys, my balls are real small, but we going.
Oh my god. Did you get back to the baby part yet? Are you back on the baby part?
That's Resident Evil 8. This is Resident Evil 7.
Is 8 the baby?
8's the baby, yeah.
Eight's
the baby.
Ate the baby? You ate the baby.
No, I didn't.
You
eat
child
the
eater.
baby. The baby.
Oh my God.
No, the
what
baby
made you
segment.
want to do?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What made you want to do 7 again?
It was on a wheel and it landed on the wheel. So all right, guys, we're playing 7.
Well, you put it on the wheel though. So what made you put 7 as opposed to any other scary game you could have put on there?
Yeah.
I put both Resident Evil games because I actually adore RE7 and RE8 because I mean, my experience with Resident Evil isn't exactly a lot.
Is RE8 Village?
Yes.
But people still call it 8.
Yeah,
It's
so
got 8 in the title, in the village part, technically, and that's why.
They highlight it.
Okay.
yeah, so I played the RE2 remake. I played RE4. I played a little bit of RE5. I played RE6. But out of all the ones I've tried, 7 and 8 are my favorites. So I was, you know what? I want to come back to this.
More so than 2.
Nice.
Well, I guess the 2 remake.
I enjoyed it more than 2. It was like
2 is so fun.
Yeah, 2 is great.
But that's probably the only RE game I'm probably ever gonna play.
Yeah,
really?
but the reason why I prefer 7 and 8 is because like it feels like you're the player, and I like that, like because someone mentioned to me that Ethan Winters, like the character's so plain, but it's like, well, you don't want it to have some like very colorful personality, because not everyone's going to be mouthing off to these guys or saying it in a way that's because like the moment that like you have like you're playing as some like character and you're trying to relate to them, and they're just like one of those like typical like, I don't know, Final Fantasy like eccentric characters, then the immersion's off. So I just want someone that's just like bare bones in a way.
Normal, dumb, and wants to go explore hell.
Yeah.
Without any sort of like conscious like intelligence. Be like, this is spooky and scary, and there's dead people around me. Maybe I should leave.
Nah,
that makes more sense to you than somebody who's just certifiably nuts. You catching my vibe? Sorry, I got very quiet there.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up. Like scary games in general just crack me up, because you're playing a character who should know better, but nope, they're gonna just do this thing anyway.
Yeah, that is just the fun of it, because I am like, you know what, this is like, if it was me, I would have been like, that's it, fuck this shit, I'm installing Tinder.
What? Oh, I get what you're getting at.
Yeah, because like
the whole plot. Sorry,
it's like my wife lied to me. Fuck this lady.
Okay,
the
so
whole plot of Resident Evil 7 could literally be some like simplified if from Winter.
He just moved on.
Basically,
he just moved on.
He did not move on.
Okay. So this whole eccentric Final Fantasy VII main character, like, you know, thing you're comparing, are you taking jabs at Leon? Are we taking jabs at Leon?
No, not at Leon. Because like he's like, I find like a lot of the Resident Evil characters are pretty, you know, grounded. But take a look at Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And look at some like the main characters for that. Like,
why are you comparing a horror game to an RPG?
Pretend that you're playing as Yuffie, but in Resident Evil, and that's who you're playing.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
It doesn't exist.
So that's why I say I prefer a guy like Ethan Winters that you have nothing about where he's born.
So you're just talking about like gameplay in general.
Yeah, like me, I'm talking about relating to a charder.
Oh,
like when you're in a position when you are playing first person,
I see what you're saying.
You are the character. But if I'm playing as a character, and if I'm like spouting whatever the hell that Yuffie says in Final Fantasy VII, then it's like, this isn't scary. Yeah. Just please go away.
You're relating more to a character that has some form of normalcy to them.
Yeah, Ethan is very much a normal, everyday guy that just made a bad move and couldn't let his ex-girlfriend go or his ex-wife go.
Well, and then I feel like he took a step and he was like, okay, well, I'm in now, so I might as well go all the way, right?
I'll just keep going,
I feel
right?
like that's, you might as well just keep going.
I lost the hand. You know what? We might as well lose the other one. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 8.
Oh, I tried playing it on like the hardest difficulty.
He loses
8 when he loses the hand.
Oh yeah.
He loses his hand in 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah, she chainsaws.
He loses his hand in both games.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I get they're so, it's weird because the start of the games, they're so close to each other. And then you get to the castle segment and stuff like that, and then it does start taking an extreme drift.
Yeah. The entire time we were playing Resident Evil 8, to avoid spoilers, because I had his name muted in his name was blocked in my chat, so people have to refer to him as Eaten Wieners.
God, you bastard.
Nice.
Sorry, Eric.
I
to take a puff there.
Just taking the wheel of cheese and rolling with it all the way.
Can we name that the title of the episode? Eaten Wieners.
Could someone make a mod for Resident Evil 8 where it just says Eaten Wieners instead of Ethan Winters for all the characters? I would play that instantly. I want to hear.
Yeah.
How about we not?
I want to hit
name
Carl
the title of the
say,
podcast.
Ethan Winters.
Something that could be borderline.
All I have to do is put a can of Viennas on the all I had to do put a can of Viennas on the thumbnail.
We all know it's not about the Viennas.
Good friends,
we all
good
know it's not about the.
Good friends, good week.
We know it's not. We know it's not about the.
You know what sucks, guys? I actually just saw a thing. Sorry to get derailed here. They're apparently coming up with a sequel to Sausage Party.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh God.
That. Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to rid that freaking.
I didn't know if that was a meme.
My brain. Oh.
I didn't know if it was a real thing or not.
I regret
let me tell you.
watching that movie with a bunch of friends when I was in the UK. We were all like,
hammered.
Are we good to go home after this?
So I want to know what drugs Seth Rogen was taking when he made that movie.
I watched Sausage Party during the pandemic, like peak pandemic, 2020. Everyone's at home, isolated pandemic, right? And you're already you're already messed up with what's going on with the world, right? And then I watch this movie and I get to the end and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this world?
You should have watched Mary Poppins.
Oh,
that's not much less weird though.
That movie's wild too. Let me tell you.
It is in its own way, but at least it has, Julie Andrews singing, and then all's right in the world.
Yes, but what do those kids actually consume? Because a spoonful of sugar.
I don't know.
The things that they
I really want to know.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I really want to know what happened between Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke to where Dick Van Dyke ended up like a hobo in the streets.
Yeah.
And Mary Poppins is just like well off babysitting kids. I want to know what really happened there.
Oh, you told about the new movie? I haven't seen that yet.
No. This is like the OG movie.
That's just it's just a remake. The new Mary Poppins is just a remake.
Okay.
It's not like a well, at least I don't think it is. I don't think it was a continuation of the same story or whatever.
It was because Dick Van Dyke is also in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That guy's like 100.
Nearly.
He's 90 something.
Jesus Christ. You know who looks rough, dude?
He performed on The Masked Singer. Dick Van Dyke did.
Did he?
Were people holding him up?
Yeah.
No, he was in a costume performing on stage.
Okay.
He's mobile. He's not immobile.
Do you see Clint Eastwood?
You're 90 just because you're 90 doesn't make you immobile. He probably was
about 90% of 90-year-olds are immobile.
Yeah.
They need some kind of chair assistance.
We'll see.
I'm 37. I'm immobile.
Wow.
I'm hoping I'm gonna be the outlier. The outlier.
Evers is gonna be doing squats at 90.
Oh,
you're gonna be that granny. You're gonna be that granny that shows up on TikTok.
And everything.
Yeah. When I die, Everest will be bench pressing my casket.
She's gonna be the one that carries it herself. She's just gonna throw it up on her shoulders.
She will be,
just throw it up on my shoulder.
It's like the pallbearers meme, but instead of like a whole bunch of those pallbearers, it's just Everest, and it's just like, my casket.
Straight holding it up like a case of water from Costco, just like trolling with it.
Oh, how cute is that? Dick Van Dyke he's like a little troll.
Aww.
His little costume. Here, I'll give you the link.
All right,
yeah, I actually do want to see this.
He's 97. He's 97.
Nice.
God damn! What the hell?
Yeah.
He's gonna break a hip.
He's like a cute little gnome. That's what he looks like. He's a gnome.
Wait,
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, look at this.
I can't see.
Yeah, where?
I'm posting the thing in the thing. There you go.
There you go.
He's a gnome.
This is
How cute is that?
Oh my god.
And if you click the link and scroll down, you can see what he looks like. But I mean, 97. I'm so impressed.
Oh, actually, he don't look that bad. I'm not gonna lie.
No, he doesn't look that bad. It's crazy.
What the hell?
Okay, so new life goal is to look like Dick Van Dyke when I'm 97 years old.
Yeah, man.
He definitely looks better than Clint Eastwood. Have you seen Clint Eastwood? That fool looks senile.
I scroll down. He fucking looks better than fucking Nick Cannon.
Betty White looks pretty good at her age before she died.
Yeah, but Nick Cannon's also got triple the kids.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, like 12 kids.
True. Oh my god. Well, if that's the case, then maybe I can continue looking like this, just from having no kids.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a secret.
It's all genetics. All right, here. So, Zenith, is it your time?
I have about maybe 10 minutes of me, so
okay, 10 minutes. Okay. I just want to make sure I cut at the right time here. So, so we can go back to 3 panels. So, Dill, tell me about Super Mario Wonder. You finally finished it, huh?
I mean, it took me about 15 plus hours, I think, in total to beat like the main story. I tried playing every single level that I could possibly play until I finished it. I was in a bit of a time schedule because I had a plan for like St. Jude as well, so I had to like try and get as much done as possible. I will say Super Mario Wonder is probably one of the most unique Mario games that I have played since Odyssey.
Nice.
I will say.
How many Mario games have you played?
See, you like Odyssey too? You like Odyssey as well?
Yeah.
See,
I really like
Zen
Odyssey.
doesn't like Odyssey.
I wasn't a fan.
I don't like it. It's just
you didn't want to finish it, which means a lot.
Yeah. I didn't feel that it was interesting enough, and it didn't quite have like the same kind of feel like a Mario Galaxy or Mario Sunshine or Mario 64 had.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
anyway,
not everyone
you liked it.
Odyssey.
You liked Wonder.
I like Wonder.
I need to finish it.
How many Marios have you played?
I need to finish it.
Me?
What?
Yeah, how many Marios have you played, Dill?
Oh.
Well, I got the All-Star thing, so I've done 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. Odyssey I've played. I have played various Mario Karts, so that's like Double Dash, the Wii, the DS, the 3DS version, and then obviously Mario Kart 8 most recently. I played Super Mario World and Bowser's Fury, and I'm trying to think of any more I've played. I've not played Paper Mario. Paper Mario I've not touched.
Okay.
Yet.
You've played the core ones. You've played 64. You've played Sunshine. You've played Odyssey. Yeah. You said you did Galaxy, right?
Yeah, Galaxy is my favorite one of all time.
Okay, so do you think Wonder is as good as Galaxy, or?
I'd say it's on par with Galaxy. I don't think it's better than Galaxy.
I don't think they can really be compared because you're comparing a 2D to a 3D Mario.
Well, Wonder's kind of a mixture of 2D and 3D, isn't it?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Okay, it's a stretch. I'll give it to
Galaxy is a full 3D game. Like it's a full 3D Mario game. Whereas like Wonder blends the 2D elements of Mario with like 3D models basically, and kind of puts it all in there.
It's still a 2D platformer.
It's a 2D platform with 3D models.
It's still a 2D Mario.
Definitely one of my favorite 2D Mario games, though. I will say that if it counts as a 2D one.
I think Galaxy is an incredible game.
Yeah.
I think Galaxy's probably better than 64, but
if in terms of like the games, yeah, because Galaxy will always be my favorite one.
But I think from a 2D standpoint, for a 2D standpoint, to me, Super Mario World was like it. Like Super Mario World is very tough to beat in terms of the 2D Marios. It was just for the time, it was literally perfect. I do believe Super Mario Wonder is better than Super Mario World.
It is. Yeah.
And Wonder is an incredible game.
It really is. The freaking flower powers in there had so many unique ideas in them too. Like I was expecting like maybe like a half dozen powers, and then it'll be repeating things. But no, like 90% of them are like all like unique things that they did with them, and that was very impressive. Honestly.
Did you experiment with different powers, or did you stick to one kind of the whole time? Like a lot of people just stick to the double jumpy one, but.
No, I went for like multiple different jump things. I used like double jump. I used the crouch jump one, the one that like does anything that popped up. Basically, I just used and saw how well it did. Basically, like the air jump one. I used the magnet coin one as well, just to try and get some extra coins at one point, just to see what that was like. What else was?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I like it when people, because I know a lot of people who are like really. But like they just like, oh, whatever, there's this thing that you can use, but I'm not going to because I really like this power up. But I like to see people experiment with them because it really does change how you play the level.
Yeah, if I did struggle with a bit, I would like try all the powers and see what would work. Basically, that was like my method. And then anything that I unlocked, I always took the opportunity to get, even if it cost like a bajillion, purple coins. I took it.
Well, because there's parts of the level that can only be obtained through certain power-ups, right?
Yeah. I like the new powers as well, because there was like the elephant power, the bubble power, the drill power. Those are pretty fun too.
The drill is cool.
The drill was cool. Yeah.
The drill I liked a lot. There's stuff that this game does that I didn't expect in a Mario game that just blew my mind. One was the phase changes when you're fighting some of the Bowser kids. The phase changes were just awesome. That came out of nowhere. But I think some of the stuff it does, like, it kind of gets you comfortable with some of the stuff you're doing through these levels, like some of the challenges. Yeah. Or, I'm sorry, when you get the Wonder Seed, and then it does the whole warp thing for the level and all that kind of stuff. Like, sometimes you think you're going to get this whole change of the level. It's going to do something really wild and you're going to have a good time with it. But then it just does something really simple as a curveball. Like, I got one Wonder Seed and it basically turned the level into like a quiz show, and it asked you questions about Mario. And that to me just blew my mind. I was like, that is a genius, incredible idea.
Like the water world one, where like the water is all like on the bottom bit, and then when you put the flower, it flips it basically, and the water just flips on itself, and you have to like traverse that part without having to fall down. Otherwise, the spike thing, things would like try and kill you.
That was so much. It's such a brilliantly well done.
I think my favorite flower, the one that surprised me the most, was the long Mario one. The shadow one where like Mario becomes very long.
I think I'm trying to remember that one.
It's like it was.
Did you do every level, Eric?
I did not. I tried to do as many as I could.
Yeah. Well, there was this one where like basically it turns everything to a shadow, and then Mario becomes super long, and then you have to traverse like the entirety of the area to the Royal Seed as long Mario, whilst avoiding like the dry piranha plants basically, and like trying to like traverse the area without being like taken down. And that was the most surprising one that I found in that entire game.
I think I did that one. I'm trying to remember. The one that always sticks with me was the quiz show one. Like, I got the water scene and it turned into like a quiz show because that was so fresh. I was like, this is awesome. Whoever came up with that little segment is a genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Mario Wonder. $59.99, right? That's a $60 game, yeah?
Something like that.
Yeah, $60 game on Nintendo Switch.
So, yeah.
Do we want to know what Elden Ring crowd control is? It sounds like it's it sounds like the sheet says.
Well,
is this a thing you're doing for St. Jude?
Yes. It is a thing I'm doing for St. Jude.
Plug it.
So I have linked my Tiltify campaign to St. Jude. Basically, for every $1 that someone donates to my campaign through crowd control, they get 100 coins for using crowd control. I decided to use Elden Ring because, one, excuse to play Elden Ring again, and two, because it preps me for when the DLC comes out in June, and three, because it's a fun way to raise money for St. Jude, because honestly, the crowd control is very fun to use, especially in Elden Ring, because like people have used it to make things summon. The most popular one was the ball enemy, the giant ball enemy that you could encounter, that everyone just keeps summoning those, because like when they summon them, a lot of the time they'll appear on top of me, so I'm actually inside the ball. So I just like, if I stay perfectly still, it will not attack me. And everything. And then there's like options to make my camera like zoom out so it looks really far away. There's options to make my character like look wide along with the camera looking wide. There's an option to make my character basically like zoom around like Sonic and just immediately go super speed. That happened. Someone actually crowdfunded it so that it would do 100% speed, and I was so fast I went off a cliff. I couldn't stop myself. Yeah.
Happened to me in Skyrim.
Yeah. I can see why Zen likes crowd control.
Did you play, Eric? Did you play Skyrim?
A long time ago. Like, I put a few hours into it. I didn't get by any means really deep into it.
One of my favorite crowd control redemptions in Skyrim is what you know when you get hit by something and suddenly your body like flies.
Right, it like flails out in the air.
Ragdoll. Yeah.
Yes, there's a redemption where at any given time someone can redeem that, and your body just goes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
launches.
fun. Yeah.
So I wondered if there was something like that in.
No one's done that yet.
But does it exist?
I haven't seen it in there.
Not in Elden Ring because they don't have like a ragdoll thing. But in Skyrim, though, I do have like a special moment where I was going to visit the Jarl in Whiterun, and I got like thrown across the rafters of the Jarl's house, and I died.
Someone launched me, and it was either I had enough, I was low enough on health that the impact killed me, but I landed in a river, and then the river I was dead, and I was floating down the river, and like the kill cam, like the death cam. So it was like, and I was like dead.
God. Yeah, my one favorite crowd control
ultimate betrayal.
My one favorite crowd control is that someone's a major boss into like my play as I'm playing it. If someone's Blade of Mikula, I'm just gonna say, I accept my death. Just get over it. Get it over with. Because that's the hardest boss in the game.
I feels like I need to go do some crowd control.
Honestly, you should.
Can they spawn enemies?
They can spawn enemies. Yes, endless. Any enemy that's in the game can be spawned, including boss fights, like including major bosses. Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. That's why I say
expensive. I'm sure.
I think it's like 1,500 crowd control coins, which is like
$15.
If you were to donate to St. Jude, it's $15 because it's $100 100 coins per $1.
Do I need to like download any patch for Skyrim or something to activate all this? Or
you do, yeah. You need to download crowd control, and then you need to. It should locate your game in Steam, and then you have to install a mod through crowd control. Basically.
Oh, okay, I get it. So it just patches a mod in.
It's just through their interface.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, if you go to the crowd control website, they not only they have a list of all the games that you can run crowd control for, but if you click on each one, they will actually have like a detailed page showing where you can get like any kind of like mods or tools in order for you to use this. Like they have T-Logic for Terrarium. They got Smappy for Stardew Valley. So they give you all the information you need in order to perform crowd control.
Yeah, and they also give you.
And they also have a button where you can install the emulators that actually will run like Mario Sunshine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, it's handy.
And they also have like the guide to also uninstall the mods too when you want to play the game normally. So they have like both.
So we're not gonna make it for St. Jude June, or it's May, right?
It's literally happening right now.
Yeah, May, right. Okay, so if you are running a St. Jude campaign, let me know and we'll put it in the episode descriptions here. But Pow and I are not going to make it for May, but we're thinking about doing it at Christmas, where we'll try to raise some money for St. Jude at Christmas time.
Yeah, you can raise
Pow
money.
really.
They do like they do like a secondary thing, like half, like the other half of the year.
Yeah, so Pow and I are thinking about doing something for Christmas time. She really, really wants to get into like charity fundraising on Twitch. She wants to raise the money dollars. So we're going to look into something like that. But that is Elden Ring crowd control.
A lot of fun.
Good luck on your campaign. Zenith, you haven't started your campaign yet. Everest, are you doing a campaign?
It's a bad timing. It's really bad timing with the move and everything. It always happens like every year. There's something big happening during this month for us, and it just doesn't work out.
Just doesn't work in the cards.
I've already got move. I've got grad school. I've got work. I've got
that's why like the background behind you looks like you're an Amazon Prime warehouse.
I'm so
Your
Home Depot boxes. It looks like Everest just looted her neighbor's like front porch and is just collecting it all.
A lot of them are actually like we have that subscription something at Home Chef. We have Home Chef.
Oh.
So all these there's a bunch of boxes that have like a green print. Those are all from Home Chef. We've been using our Home Chef boxes.
So you can't use the name Sticky Bandits or Wet Bandits, but are you the Dry Bandits?
What?
Oh, she doesn't get the reference.
I don't know the reference.
You've never seen Home Alone?
Oh, it's been a really long time.
Okay.
I get it. I get it.
Because you stole your neighbor's boxes.
The sticky bandits.
The dry bandits.
So stupid.
Actually,
yeah.
Wait, no, it's the wet bandits, right?
Yeah, it's the wet bandits.
This last year is the first bandits. Time I watched all of the Home Alones, actually.
Even the bootleg third one, like the bootleg third one where it was a different kid.
We didn't watch the third because it's not worth it.
Good.
It's not worth it. Apparently, I'll take everyone's word for it. So
not worth it. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break. Zenith does have to cut out for the rest of the day, so Zenith's gonna go get his party on. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back shortly. This is Good Friends, Good Games. And Good Friends, Good Games is back. So I'm going to test this real quick because I went to 3-panel and I'm going to do the vertical and see if we're all lined up correctly. Hey, we're lined up correctly. Look at that.
Good job, Erik. Good job.
Nice. Although I lost the Steam Deck. I lost the ability to use the Stream Deck because it was tied to a 4-panel. So now I have to do it by the mouse.
All right.
All right. So we had a little question posed to us here by Hannah, our lovely social media champion. She wanted to ask us, where's my sheet here? What is a video game you thought you would love, but actually hated or disliked?
Who wants to go first?
I think I have the obvious answer here. I have the obvious answer, most relevant answer right now. Because I don't really play many games that I know that I wouldn't like or have the possibility of not liking.
Yeah.
I take very, very close I pay very close attention to what I'm playing and prefer to like watch someone else play it first before I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna dive into this thing. So there actually aren't very many games that I'm like, I could like it or could not like it and end up hating it. But I think we can all kind of agree on Starfield falling under this, which is sad.
Yeah.
Because, I wanted to like it. And I think the biggest issue with the game is that they took a really great idea, but took it too far. And you end up with this vast world that's very empty.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna flip it around and say like, okay, but when the mod tools come out, maybe we'll end up with this amazing game because people are gonna develop these really cool ideas and build the game to be something even more than it is now. I don't know. But that was like a pretty big disappointment. Honestly,
did you not hear about what the modders said about the game? About any chance?
I did not. I'm kind of
so there was
loop.
modders who was working on the multiplayer for the game. They got so bored with the game that they abandoned it. They abandoned the mod.
Oh,
because it was that bad. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I will say that with Starfield, when I played it, I didn't dislike it after I finished it. I didn't have much expectation anyway from the game. I wasn't too excited by it. The one thing that disappointed me about the game was that with any Bethesda game that I've played, any of the side content always interested me and distracted me from the main content, which made me play the game for longer. Happened for Fallout, happened for Skyrim, that kind of stuff. Starfield, I had little to no interest in any of the side content whatsoever.
You didn't enjoy the Space Cowboy stuff? I like that stuff.
Nope. I had no interest in playing it at all. It didn't entice me one bit. I literally did that one mission and went, bye, and then went straight back to the main mission. So the main mission intrigued me more than the side content,
Here's what I think, and here's what I'm hopeful for. They always release DLC. Always.
Well,
and I think they've gotten plenty of feedback.
Yes, plenty.
And my hope is that they're going to learn from that feedback and apply.
Well, they are
Fallout
releasing an update
76.
soon.
While it is kind of a separate thing, Fallout 76 did get better.
It did, but it took a very long time.
It was a rat's. It was ass.
It was a hellhole. It was a hellhole. I played the beta. I played the beta for that game. It was bad.
They improved it. They learned, they improved, and they released something that's fairly decent at this point. Though the problem is that like people have lost interest. You have to really. It's like, great, we made something great, but now everyone's moved on to something else. Yeah. So it's like these companies need to stop.
Yeah,
doing
they need to take time. They need to
they need to take their time, or they need to. I don't know. You can't screw up and say, "Oh, I'm going to re-release it," and think that you're going to get.
I will say, touching on the Fallout subject. After finishing the series, the one game that I'm interested in playing from Fallout is not 76. It's not 4 either, because I've already played 4 twice. It's New Vegas. New Vegas is the one I've not touched yet. So that's the one more like on.
Yeah, that's like the grail of them.
Yeah,
that's the best one.
Yeah, that's why I hear. That's why I want to play that one.
The Starfield thing is interesting because I remember when we were talking about Starfield. Now you can tell me if I was interpreting it wrong, ever so not. But it did seem like you were really like working to kind of defend the game and give the game the benefit of the doubt. Yeah,
I still do. And the thing is that like I'm defending it because I'm hopeful that it's a game built upon the premise that has potential. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Like the bones are there. You just need to flesh out the details. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And part of their problem was that they made it too big. There's too much, but there's not enough in it.
Yeah.
There's not enough rightness. There's not enough rightness in their what they.
One would say it's too ripe.
Not enough rightness in the vastness. That's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah, for me, it's not. For me, I don't think Starfield was a bad game. Like, it's not this disastrous.
It's not a bad game.
It's just,
it's
but
not
it's
a
just
disaster.
there. It's just
it's
there.
Empty.
Yeah, it's just
empty.
there.
It's
in
best.
the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is interesting because they tried to do. I understand it's the games that Bethesda make. Like, these are the games that Bethesda makes. That's their signature. All the stuff is there. All the little elements of a Bethesda game are in this game. The problem I have with it is you're kind of doing the same stuff you're doing in a Skyrim, you're doing in a Fallout or whatever, but you don't have the characters and the lore that back up the game, that build up to why you're doing the same stuff. It's like, hey, this is the formula that works for us. Let's just throw it up in space. There was no like interesting characters. There's no, how do I word this? There was no like characters that hook onto you. Like, for example, Fallout has the Vault Boy. They have the whole Vault technology, the Pit Boy, all that kind of stuff. There was that robot thing. But again, it's just hollow and empty.
Yeah.
The Vault Boy doesn't even speak, right? But the Vault Boy is like the symbol of that franchise.
The Vault Boy is just an icon. It has nothing to do. It's not a character. It's an icon.
Right, but it represents that franchise to an extent.
And makes it iconic.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
sort of. It's no more than the Coca-Cola bottle. Like, Coca-Cola bottle, you look at it, and that's Coca-Cola. You look at the Vault Boy guy, oh, that's Fallout. It's not more than that. People love the characters that they're talking to. They can still be like make memes about Lydia from Elder Scrolls. They can make memes about most of the side characters that follow you from Fallout or Skyrim or Oblivion or whatever.
I don't know. I think the Vault Boy.
Hold on to.
I think the Vault Boy itself, like, it doesn't speak. It's just a character. It's just an icon, right? But it's
not even a character.
I don't know. It sits there.
It's an
like
icon.
Mickey. It's like Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse talks. Mickey Mouse talks. Mickey Mouse is a cartoon. The Vault Boy is not a cartoon. The Vault Boy is a logo. It's no more than a logo.
It's also the logo for the company that literally sets up the whole lore and story for those games. It represents the Vault Tech company, which that whole game and series and everything is built around. The technology, the vaults itself, the reason they're in the vaults, that whole thing. Like, it's all built around that. Whereas, I don't think Starfield has something like that. It's all just like characters in a world of space. I think that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it feels empty.
Skyrim doesn't have it either. But why doesn't Skyrim feel empty? Skyrim doesn't have a Vault Boy.
That's true. That's a valid point. That is a very valid point. Skyrim is just
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So why is Starfield the one that you're booting the fence?
I think the thing about Skyrim though is Skyrim has the legacy that it left behind with the modding community. That's what I think it is with Skyrim. That's why it's lived for so long. Skyrim.
No, I think Skyrim's a special game in itself.
Well, don't say Skyrim though. Say Elder Scrolls because it's
Elder Scrolls.
It's because Skyrim is a game, but Elder Scrolls is a universe. So if you're talking about the universe itself,
then that's a valid point too.
Well, Oblivion had I think the thing that made Oblivion quite special was the dialogue. I think, wasn't it? The dialogue for Oblivion had quite a lot of varied options, and that's why that one was quite loved.
The story in Oblivion is one of the best. Yes.
Yeah, and that's why that one was very well loved. And then Skyrim went off from that, and basically was like the next thing from Oblivion. And that's why I think it got a lot more attention. But I don't know, with Skyrim, it's kind of a gray area where, like, the main reason why I enjoyed Skyrim, I think, the gameplay I really enjoyed with Skyrim. I think, honestly, that's, like, one thing I will say. The side content, I didn't do all the side content, but the stuff that I did was more, did intrigue me a lot more. Like the characters themselves in Skyrim, I think, were the thing that kept me going with them. Whereas with Starfield, I didn't feel anything for any of the side characters at all, like none whatsoever.
I think maybe what I'm getting at is just like, yeah, I go because I think I like Fallout out of all their stuff, and I think maybe I am maybe I just am overemphasizing like the characters and the lore and the Vault Boy thing and all of that kind of stuff. But it does build this marketable, like identifiable thing that makes that franchise.
It's one of the more unique worlds in a video game out there because it's post-apocalyptic, yet you're holding on to like the 1950s, 1960s vibe, which is
maybe that's what I gravitate. Maybe that's why I'm hooked on that thing.
The universe is very unique.
I think one thing that Fallout confuses me on is that fact that the advance in technology until 1950s and then just stopped for like over 100 years. Like there wasn't really an explanation for that.
Maybe what is it about you, Eric, is that like maybe Starfield feels too real, and you don't care enough about it because it's too real.
Maybe.
They built off a future based on what could be in the next 100 years, 200 years. And it's like, okay, well, this is basically real life. Why should I care about it?
I will give you that. That's probably what it is, because I look at Fallout and like you said, it's this technological buildup in the 1950s that suddenly just comes to a stop because of nuclear, war. And then it just stays in that moment in time and never advanced. Right. Whereas Starfield puts us in this place that, call me crazy, would be a semi-realistic scenario, granted the technology actually occurs. We could go to space, we could travel to space, all these different planets and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this is what Elon Musk is trying to give us now. Like, I'm not that impressed. You know what I mean? Where I think just in general, I think Elder Scrolls just takes a cool concept like lore and, dragons and, wizardry and all this kind of stuff. And it's just cool.
It's cool. And if you really delve into it, like there's so many books like that you can read the books on the shelves. You can like, you're going to find someone new every time you play the game that you hadn't experienced before, or like a new cave or whatever. It's
a cliche, but it's a well done. It's a cliche, but it's a well done cliche. Like if I could, I guess, for lack of a better, or not. I don't want to say cliche, but it's a well done go to.
But
it's a well done go to. Like dragons and all this stuff, wizardry, all that kind of stuff. It's like a well done go to, and they do it incredibly well. Whereas like Starfield again, they tried to sell us on this thing, and it's just there. It exists, and I'm like, I'm not that. It's hard to say. It's like I just didn't care what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Which is hard to say. Like, it's hard because it is not a terrible game. It's a functional, playable, decent game. It just
one would say more functional than Skyrim on launch.
Yeah, it just didn't have anything that wanted me to play it.
They just dropped. They kind of. I think they just needed more. They needed more depth.
They overhyped it.
It felt phoned in. Like, it felt really phoned in. If that makes sense.
They overhyped the game as well with like launch.
I don't know if I.
Like, kind of like, hey, we're Bethesda. Here's a Bethesda game. Here's all the Bethesda, like, concepts and everything you love in a video game. It's just, here it is in space. Except the story. I would argue that they didn't really have the story element part of it, or enough of it. You know, they didn't have. I didn't like, to be honest. Like, I kind of agree with Dill here. Is that like all the side characters that you hang out with, aside from the like space cowboys? I'll always be into that. But like, aside, like, most of the characters, I'm like, why should I don't know. None of them are really particularly like. Yeah. They didn't shoot. I don't know. They didn't hit all the. I don't know. In general, though, and like the overall agreement here is like, that's a game where we probably all thought it was going to be an incredible game, and then it just fell short. Or it could have been better. And I'm going to defend it and say I'm hoping that they've learned from this and they're going to put something. They're going to.
Well, hopefully they do better with Elder Scrolls 6.
Put a little bit more.
Call me crazy.
Love into it.
Call me crazy, though, but with the success of this TV show,
I mean, Fallout 5.
I think they're going to push Fallout 5.
No.
Surprise me.
No, no. You think
Elder Scrolls 6 coming out in 2040 now? Time for Fallout 5 in 2030.
You mean they're going to push it up, or they're going to just skip Elder Scrolls 6?
No, they're not going to skip Elder Scrolls. But
no, they're not going to skip it. They're going to probably like do Elder Scrolls 6 next, and then not long after they'll probably announce Fallout 5. They'll probably do that.
Well, yeah, of course. That's that's the next in succession, right? I mean, they haven't had a true Fallout game since 4, and that was back
8
in
years
the
ago now.
2010s. Yeah,
it's crazy how fast time
flies. Was it 2014?
15. It's 15 or 16.
Was it?
No, it was before that.
I don't think so, because I had just started the job I'm at now. I had just started.
2015.
And I've been I've been working
15,
there for
okay.
8 years. I've already been working there 8 years, but I remember it vividly because I left the office one day.
That's 9 years ago, Eric. That's almost 10 years.
Yeah, I've almost been at this place a decade, but I remember this vividly. Because I had never really touched a Fallout game, right?
Same.
I had gotten off work and I was walking to the train station, and the bus, like the city bus, drove by, and there was literally a Vault Boy like skin slapped on the bus with the thumbs up thing. And I was like, okay, I think I need to go play this game. Like, it was everywhere.
It's not even the best one.
It was everywhere, right?
Not even the best one.
I mean, I feel like Fallout 4 is the most accessible one, and that's why a lot of people have played it. Because, like, in order to play free or New Vegas, you have to, like, modify it on PC in order to actually even get it to run.
I didn't have any issues.
Just slap it on PS3,
I did
good.
Fallout 3 I did. Fallout 3 I had to modify it in order to actually get it to run.
But
that's really bad. I didn't have to do that.
I did.
I remember that so vividly. I just got off the bus. I got out of work, left the office, and I saw this bus drive by with a Vault Boy giving me the thumbs up, and I'm like, I think I need to go play this. And then I like bought it as soon as I got home. It was literally like the day it came out. So yeah, Starfield's a fair one. Dill, which one do you got? What do you have as a game?
It's a fairly recent one, this one as well. I remember being pretty hyped about it. I remember watching all the things and saying looking forward to it. I purchased this game at full price. The Deluxe Edition included. Cost me like £80.
Spider-Man. Just kidding.
No. That one was more. That one was more than 80.
You said it was like game. You said it was like game of the year for you.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted. I'm sorry.
And it's one that recently the online services got killed off last year. Marvel's Avengers.
Oh.
Because yeah,
Yeah, because like I played that game fully. I did the full playthrough of the main story of the game. I put myself into it and I tried my best with it. I did finish it, but God, I hated the gameplay. I hated it so much. It was so mind-numbing and tedious, and I regret not like waiting a month, because a month later the game was half price for like the deluxe edition as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're gonna
That
be
hurts.
so mad. I bought it for $6.
Yeah, I know. And then the thing is like
man.
I played it when I didn't have great specs. Thank you for that. I played it when I didn't have great specs, so it was also a much shittier experience. But then after I finally upgraded my PC with 38 and everything like that, I had this thought of, there's a lot of DLC now for this game after like about a year of it being out and stuff. So I figured I'll go back to it and see what if they've updated anything or they've changed anything and made it better. Nope. Just still the same shitty gameplay.
I just think conceptually, the Avengers as a video game is a stupid idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
a live service
don't
superhero
hate
game
me.
Doesn't work twice.
But it's there. You can't play a video game that has like 8 different people that you could play. That's silly.
The problem
That's
wasn't
silly.
that. To me, the problem was they made it a live service game. A live service game, especially a superhero one, like we've seen this now twice, has not worked out very well.
Either way.
Yeah, because like the latest one is Suicide Squad Kill Justice League. I saw the live service stuff and I was just getting flashbacks, Marvel's Avengers. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait on buying this one. I'm gonna like.
You learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson, and good job I did. Honestly, but yeah, Marvel's Avengers was just like not fun, and probably one of the worst purchases that I have made in my gaming history. Honestly.
That one was interesting because they hyped the game so much.
They did.
It's like, hey, it's Square Enix, one of your favorite companies ever that makes those favorite RPGs that you love and adore. We're going to make this a superhero game when Avengers is just hot on the heels of just, popularity.
Yeah. Right after Endgame.
Right after Endgame, right? And then and I think Community is partially responsible for this. They made no mentions or no wording or any of like how the characters were going to look, but the community itself was all under the assumption that they were going to make it look like your, Marvel MCU lookalikes.
Yeah.
And then what's Square Enix, rather than Square Enix going and like making Captain America their vision of Captain America or, Iron Man or whatever, they rode this fine line where it was like a mix of MCU and kind of, it was obvious, I think, the character designs, it was obvious they could not get Robert Downey Jr. likeness. They could not get Chris Evans. Like, they was all obvious, right? But they did their very, very best to design these characters to look like their MCU counterparts. But you could totally tell it's literally the Temu version of the Avengers that you got in this game. Like, you could tell that they were not licensed, they couldn't get likeness rights, but they wanted to make it look like the movie characters enough. It just looked bad.
It did.
It just looked bad on that like on that debut or that sneak peek. It just looked bad.
There was a lot of mixed reactions for that one, but I still had hope before it came out, and yeah.
That one's a sad but obvious
sour note.
One.
That was a learning point. There was a learning point for me there. I was just like, I am going to wait. Unless I really, really, really am like, familiar with the game series and I played the previous iteration and stuff like that, I'm going to wait.
Like Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be a pretty safe bet on a day one buy, at this point. Like Insomniac does amazing work. It would have, it would have been totally good. I'm on a similar note with Dill. It is not the Avengers though, but my pick is Batman Arkham Knight.
Really?
So I'll explain here. So
I'm surprised you didn't say Doom.
So okay, I'll get to Doom here real quick because I've been playing Doom on stream. Doom is a well done game. It's just the difficulty for it is triggering to me. Like it's frustratingly difficult.
Didn't you say that you were overwhelmed or like overstimulated or whatever? Like you just
it's
it's just too
overwhelming.
much?
It's overwhelming to me personally because it's like just hammering me with bad guys, and bad guys. But I think it's more triggering to me is because like I'm not taking it upon myself to actually like learn my way. I'm not really taking my time to adapt it until honestly, Everest, when you were watching me do it on stream, I have finally gotten to the point where I like finally started adapting to how the game works. And I'm like, okay, time to adjust Erik and adjust Erik to the game.
He's
well, it definitely helps when your mouse isn't being a piece of shit.
Yeah. But like, I was running into keyboard problems and mouse problems because of the stupid wireless dongle thing and all of that. But I finally sat down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to adjust Erik to the game and start playing the game the way the game wants me to play. And Dark Souls is a perfectly good example of that. You have to adapt to how Dark Souls wants you to play versus doing what you're used to. But that's a different topic for a different day. But Arkham Knight. So if you do not know, Arkham Knight is the trilogy of Batman Arkham games. It was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. The first game, Arkham Asylum, legendary, incredible combat system. You feel like Batman beating the shit out of bad guys. It's unbelievably well done, right? One of the best stories ever told in video games, comic book wise.
Yeah.
Then you get to Arkham City, which takes all the stuff that was good about Arkham Asylum and makes it bigger and better. Yeah, arguable. And some people think Arkham Asylum is
one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah, Arkham City is an incredible fucking video game. Incredible storytelling, major spoiler points in there. If you've never played it, I won't say anything. But it takes everything that was good about Arkham Asylum, puts it in the open world of Gotham, and just makes it better and bigger, right? The only thing that is missing from Arkham City is you're like, God, I wish I could use the Batmobile to get around the different aspects of Gotham City to handle some of these missions. So Rocksteady takes that and they're like, oh, we're going to give you access to the Batmobile. You get all excited. Yes, I can finally drive the Batmobile. I can take out shit with the Batmobile. They threw everything into the Batmobile in Arkham Knight. And it basically killed all the excitement I had for riding around in the Batmobile. Because it turned into those, you know how they do these things in some of these games where it's like they just keep throwing enemies at you in like waves and you have to get through wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 kind of thing. You know, Warhammer does it, Destiny does it, etc. And they did this in Arkham Knight where you just had to keep plowing enemies down with your Batmobile missiles and all that stuff. And it just came boring and repetitive and, you know, just overdone. I did not hate Arkham Knight, but I strongly disliked it. I think it was one of those. I think it was just a bad turn. I was like, we had such good stuff going on, and then you threw all this effort into the Batmobile segment of the game. They made tweaks to the story. There's no Joker in Arkham Knight, so that's a huge element.
No Joker,
quote unquote. But they take a huge element from the first two games, and it's not in the third game in the same capacity, which really makes a big change in how you talk the story and all that kind of stuff and how you handle the story of this trilogy. But it was just one thing. The Batmobile, again, control wise, the Batmobile's clunky. It's not great.
No.
And then it's a game that requires heavily on the Batmobile in combat situations. So clunkiness, heavy reliance, just not a good fit. And it just, again, fell flat. It was one of these games where you're so excited for it. Like, this is the end of the trilogy. This is going to be the good one. Or this is going to go out with a bang. And then it just falls flat.
Did you enjoy the story at all for Arkham Knight? At all?
It was okay. It's not the worst story I've had in a comic book-based video game. But when you have something as good as the first two stories...
Yeah.
It just, falls. It's like it's like it was one of those situations where like The Last of Us 1, incredible storytelling. Last of Us Part 2, arguable which game is better or not, etc., etc. But the storytelling in Part 2 is still on par with the first game. And then just imagine Part 3 comes and they just shit the bed on Part 3, and the story
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Honestly.
It's just like one of those things. Like you have this studio that's just so known for doing good storytelling in these games, and then just falls flat, and that's what happened here.
Because I mean, I think what happened with Arkham Knight, in my personal opinion, is they got a little too excited with the Batmobile. I feel like they like
Batmobile.
Yeah, like they just kind of like took it and went completely nuts with it, you know. A similar feeling that I have for a game that I played recently, I feel like, was with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where like they have all this huge open world and they just kept filling it with a lot of things that become the same over and over again. Yeah. Like I kind of had that feeling too. And I completely understand that. Like, I've played Arkham Knight like dozens of times. Like I've got like a very good knowledge of the game. I can understand why a lot of people got annoyed with the Batmobile. Honestly, it was one of those things where like they went too far with it. And you are right with the controls. The controls can feel clunky at times. There are some times where like, especially if you're trying to do the races in particular, they are like hit and miss, especially when you get to like the final segment of the race where like, you know, you're trying to, and the Riddler doesn't help at all when you talk in your ear hole when you're trying to like freaking concentrate. I've told him a few times just to say, shut the fuck up already.
Yeah, shut up, Riddler. But it's sad because I don't think Rocksteady has recovered from that whole thing.
I mean, I think Arkham Knight wasn't a big stain on Rocksteady's
Suicide
record.
Squad definitely is.
Suicide Squad definitely is. Suicide Squad definitely is a big stain. And I'm really surprised if they survive, honestly, after that. You know?
Yeah. Although I will do a quick tangent here. I only played one game, and I forgot to talk about this first before this segment. But there was a game I didn't think I'd have any interest in playing until Everest challenged me to play it, and that is Undertale. And holy shit, I think I'm in love with Undertale.
Good.
Oh,
there you go.
So, again, this is one of those games where I didn't think I'd have any interest in playing it. Like, it was just there, and I'm like, I don't think I need to play this. Like, what would be special about this thing? And then,
did you buy it from Steam?
Yeah. So I got it on the Steam sale.
Did you see on the right say friends who play and see how many people own the game versus how many people played the game?
You know what? I have not done this yet. Let me go to Steam right now, real quick, and I'm gonna look. But
literally, like everyone.
I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about Undertale for a second here. Let's see. Oh yeah, 17 of my friends already own this game, and it's overwhelmingly positive. And I think I have a friend list of about 30 to 40 people, so half of my friends own this thing. So Undertale is this indie I guess it's an RPG. It's this indie style RPG / puzzler, and I think as soon as the game started, just the music itself brought like all these nostalgia points for me from the Super Nintendo era. Like it just all these nostalgia points just hit in my brain. It's like triggering sounds, you know what I mean? Like triggering sounds you get, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm going back to childhood right now with the Super Nintendo and the NES to an extent, Game Boy. It looks like a Game Boy game.
It does.
Yeah, realistically, it kind of looks like a Game Boy game, and it's hitting all these like nostalgia triggers for me that I absolutely love. But I was hooked because the tutorial basically tells me the opposite of what to actually do. Because the tutorial's like, hey, you don't want to fight these guys, you want to like sweet talk them and talk them down on stuff. But I'm like, I do that thing, I don't get any experience, I don't grow as a character, I don't get anything by doing that.
Because and this is, I don't want to. No, do we need to tell him?
No, don't tell me anything, because I'm going all in on this thing.
No, let him find out himself.
Let
him find his journey.
So I'm like, okay, I'm doing the exact opposite of like I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do the opposite of what that the lady said to do, and then I'm getting experience points, I'm getting all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, now I'm building a character. The puzzle system is great. It's very like kind of repetitive in some cases. It's like you fall down this thing, but you learn the pattern of where you're falling and where the switches are and all this stuff, and it's so well done. The fight system, it's turn-based, but the way they attack you almost has these weird elements of like Cuphead in it, where you have to do this quick dodge, bob, and weave and all this stuff to avoid taking damage. I'm like, this is so fucking good. And then I got to I'm gonna assume a lot of this game relies heavily on decision making with the major dialogue points, because I ended up in a way overpowered boss fight that I could not win by dialogue choices I made very early into the game, within the hour of the game. And I'm like, wow. So now I have to go back and readjust those talking points and see if I can like make it more manageable. But I've only got about an hour in, maybe even a bit less. But like that time I've spent on it is so fucking good.
I'm glad you like it.
Good job,
I'm
Everest.
excited for it. I'm so excited for you.
I sat there. I'm like, why the hell have I not played this? But it's so good. So that was my Undertale journey here. We've got about 20 minutes left here. So let's go ahead and let's touch on this. Let's touch on this Helldivers situation. So this is the hot topic right now. This is the hot topic in games right now. And I just realized like I totally went the exact opposite of how I said we were going to do the segments.
Yeah.
You did.
And no one told me anything.
We just let you bounce around.
I honestly didn't think about it until now, actually. I was like,
I
thought we were going to talk about the other thing.
I was going to end on the happy note, but we all went out of order. But anyway, this Helldivers situation. So those that don't know, Helldivers 2 is a Sony PlayStation published game made by, do you have the studio off the top of your head, Dill?
Arrowhead Studios.
Arrowhead Studios, thank you. Made by Arrowhead, published by Sony. It's currently available on PlayStation, Steam, etc. So the big situation we have right now is that any PC players that purchase it on Steam, they are now being required to link a PlayStation account, whether or not they have one. If you don't have one, you have to create one and you have to link it to your Steam account. The big problem is there's a couple caveats here. One, people are now being forced to make a PlayStation account that are PC players that may not necessarily want a PlayStation account. And then two, there are countries where the PlayStation Network is not even accessible, and these people have purchased this game and we're playing it. So now the situation is what happens with those people. There's a lot of issues with the developers. The developers are taking a lot of heat for this. This game is getting review bombed on Steam. That's just blowing it to smithereens. The community managers are kind of clapping back at some of the heat they're getting, which, I mean, to an extent, rightfully so. But
well, to add to that, they have clapped back, but then the community manager, one of the community managers in particular, who like clapped back and then got some backlash for the clapback, he has since apologized for his actions. He said he got quite heated and he takes accountability for what he said, which is the right thing to do at that point.
And I did not see that yet, but if he did do that, kudos to him, because I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the gaming community, when they're pissed, they're just a pissy bunch that you don't want to deal with, right?
No.
They're whining, they're crying, they're making...
They're loud.
They're loud, very loud.
They're loud.
And like,
they're loud.
They should be pointing that not towards the developers, they should point it towards Sony, because Arrowhead has stated themselves, this is not their decision, it's a Sony decision. It even says it in the announcement right there from Sony Interactive Studios, which is like the publisher right there.
Right, and Sony is the one that put up the money for this game.
Yes.
You know, so they're the ones that signed the paychecks and they said, hey, we need you guys to do this. So personally, for me, like, I could care less. I'll just go, I have a PSN account, right? I'll just link it to my Steam account. And now there's security issues that some people are using as an argument. Sony's had numerous breaches in the past. And now by linking a Sony account to my Steam account, I am now putting my Steam account at risk, which, let's be realistic, a lot of us have several hundreds of games in our Steam accounts.
Yeah.
And now we put that at risk. That is a valid argument.
The thing that they said in the statement, Sony, was that it's for a security issue as well. For like, the reason was to try and increase security. How many times has Sony PlayStation Network been hacked again in the last 10 to 15 years?
2 to 3 major ones that sent them down for days.
Yeah, and then but if you count all of them, it's like 8 or 9 in total for like the last 15 years since it was live.
So let's think about this.
What about, are they the only ones that have been having these kinds of issues?
Oh no, they're not the only ones. I have a hard time
believing they're the only ones.
But like there's the one.
How does that compare to like Xbox, for example? Or
well, the thing is, it's like this
Nintendo.
This is like basically, the statement they put out was quite a bad one already with Sony, because they would sign it as like a security factor when the fact is their security has been questionable for the last 10 to 15 years, honestly. And I don't know.
Continue.
That's all right. Here. And the fact is that, as you said, there's a lot of countries that don't have access to PlayStation Network.
Yes.
Ironically, the exact number for the amount of people that have PSN is 69 countries out of over 200 countries.
69.
Yeah. But yeah,
nice.
Out of over 200 countries. And they've sold this game to places like Russia and China who have not got access to PSN. So what happens to those people? Answer: they will no longer be able to access Helldivers 2 at all, because they can't. Because it's a wall
until a solution is made.
Well, this is the thing. It depends on the solution, because if some people try and use like a VPN to get around that,
that's a violation of Sony.
It's a violation, and Sony will ban you straight away. So there's no real around it unless Arrowhead can somehow negotiate with Sony and say, we don't want this. Because like Arrowhead are on the side of the players. They have stated they also don't want this either.
Why did they do it at all? Why was this done at all?
There's no real answer yet, because Sony hasn't really said the true answer.
That's really what I'm curious about.
The theories is that it's a marketing game. It's like Sony wants more people to make PlayStation accounts, so they have their numbers inflated, 1, and 2, so that they're more likely to be able to sell things to the people who make the PlayStation accounts.
Right.
Because they saw something great and now they're wanting to profit.
It's greed.
That kind of thing.
It's greed. 100%. It's greed.
So
that's the theory.
From a business standpoint, let's say they get an extra, for a random number. Let's say they get an extra 50,000 PlayStation accounts that are created. Sony can go to shareholders and be like, "Hey, we've had 50,000 players sign up for PlayStation Network this month." Then the shareholders look at it like, "Oh, we can turn that into game sales."
That would irritate me. That would irritate me being on the dev team, because it's like, wow, did you not think that we were going to be successful? And now suddenly now we are. Now you're just bandwagoning.
Well. Yeah.
Well, no, I think
people...
it's more.
No,
the video game industry's in this fucked up state right now, because right now, and I think most businesses are in this fucked up state where everything now has to be a constant growth. Businesses cannot lie stagnant for shareholders right now. Like, they can't stay and maintain. They have to keep growing. So shareholders need to see constant growth. So if that small minuscule growth of like, hey, we just gained 50,000 subscribers, the shareholders look at it like, oh, well, we can translate that into PlayStation Essential, or not, was it PlayStation Premium sales or game sales and all that kind of stuff. The other thing is, targeted advertising, etc., etc. It's those kind of things. There's also the other thing that's coming into play here, which I believe is going to happen, is we have games like Ghost of Tsushima and stuff coming to PC from Sony, and now they can implement the trophy system and all that kind of stuff to those PC players that choose to play it on PC. There's a multitude of factors. The one thing that's interesting is the game in the description on Steam always said that the thing was going to be required.
Yeah.
If I remember that correctly, they were always going to need the Sony account. It just wasn't implemented yet.
It was an optional thing, which they're now making mandatory.
Right.
Basically, that's what it was.
And people will argue TOS to the end. They'll be like, well, da 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 da. But the thing about TOSs is if you read TOSs, most of them have a clause in there saying they can change the agreement.
Yep, and nobody reads them.
And nobody reads it.
So I don't know why everyone has to get all angry. Yeah, you can get angry, but it's like there's nothing you can do about it because
the reason why people are angry is because they don't like the idea that Sony is going to acquire their data, basically. Because
they're valid to be angry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be angry. I'm just saying they had the clause was there, the subtext was there. It was always there. So what can you do about it?
None of this shit is new. Like EA games, you need an Origin account. If you buy an Ubisoft game, you need the Ubisoft Connect. Rockstar, you need the Rockstar account. Like this shit is not new to PC players. I think
it's
the
new
only
to Sony though.
I think Sony just hasn't gotten there yet, right?
Sony hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, the only valid argument. The only valid argument, I think that is a truly genuine valid argument, is the idea is that if you are in a country that does not offer PSN, like you're kind of fucked right now. That is a valid argument.
That is a very well. Yes. That's the one right there. Like there's a lot of countries that are going to be screwed over by this.
Now, how many of those people, how many of those players are actually from those countries? That's up in the air. I don't have those stats, right? But like the people that pay $70, well, no, it's not $70, but $40-$50 for this game that are in a country that can no longer play it without that PSN, that is a valid argument. Like,
yes,
you know, what do I do? If the PlayStation account was always going to be required, they should have limited the sales to those countries.
They should have implemented it from the start, really, if that was the case. They cited that the reason why I wasn't thinking at the start was a bug in the system, which has now been resolved, but for months upon end, like, I don't know. It feels like a rug pull, It feels like a big rug pull where, like, they've just, decided to do this out of nowhere because of the success of the game and how successful it was,
Yeah.
And it's greed. At the end of the day, it's corporate greed. So Sony want to capitalize on this, and it's backfiring on them massively. And then
is
Arrow,
it though?
Because that's the thing. I feel like it will, but Arrowhead are taking the main brunt of it right now because they're basically the guinea pig that Sony are using for like their like tests on like making like PlayStation access a requirement for PlayStation games. They'll probably do this with more other like games that are on Steam right now because they haven't done it yet. But one thing that was pointed out by a content creator was that in their FAQ things, when it comes to this stuff, when we're signing with a third party with Sony, the day before, when they first made out someone was there, the FAQ said it was still an optional thing. But then the day after, the FAQ got updated by Sony, and there is receipts on there for saying some games may require a third-party access through there. So they have changed it in the last 24 hours, basically.
So you tell me if this is making a dent. I'm looking at the Steam database right now. There is currently 106,000 players on this game right now.
For now.
And there has
because it hasn't happened yet.
There's 100, of all this whole, like, I'm filing for a refund, I'm doing all this and that, I'm still seeing 106,000 players on the thing right now, and there was 115,000 at peak 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. And so that number might change very soon because they haven't implemented it yet. They'll be implementing it over the next month.
Right. But if you're seeing this thing coming, if you're going to do it and you're pissed now. You're filing for your refund and you're filing for all of that now. You know what I mean? You're not going to wait a month to file the refund. If you're angry and you're pissed, you're doing it now. This number is showing me here.
I haven't done a refund yet, but I'm waiting to see what the outcome will be, basically, out of all this.
That number tells me that a lot of people already had a PSN account.
Yeah.
And the people that are in other countries who don't have access is a small population.
That's true too. But then again, too, they haven't implemented. So they haven't implemented either the answer for those foreign people or they haven't been kicked yet, whatever the path's going to be for that. Right. But as of right now, with all this number is telling me with all this uproar about how they're going to do this, that, this, and this, if they haven't filed for the refund yet, they're, their moral compass or whatever would tell me that they would not be playing.
Yeah. Or the unlikely thing is that so many people might not still know about this and are still playing the game as usual. Which I doubt it, because this is pretty like hot topic news on the gaming industry.
This is literally the hottest thing that come out in the past 48 hours about this thing. But like I said, if you're pissed and you're angry, you would have at least stopped playing the game. These Steam numbers
playing the game.
These Steam numbers are not telling me that. Like, these Steam numbers are telling me that people are very well still playing it. So,
but then we'll see how that goes over the next month, honestly, when this actually gets implemented.
Now, the refund numbers would be a very different story. Like, if the refund numbers just shoot through the roof.
Well, this is the thing. We're still waiting to hear back on if the refund numbers are going to go through, because there's a few people that have done refunds and some have been rejected. But
how do their how does their refunding work? Is it like with Steam you have to refund within 24 hours of purchasing the game, otherwise they won't refund it?
Yes. So
I don't know how PSN works.
If you leave a negative review on a game, even after you play it after the 2-hour grace period, you can request a refund through the negative review, basically, from what I've seen. If you leave a negative review.
Yeah, it's not 24 hours, it's like a few hours, right? On Steam.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours and then 2 weeks of owning the game, basically. And we don't know what's going to happen next. That's why I've not issued a refund yet. I'm still waiting to see what the outcome will be from the people who are issuing or want a refund. There's no answer yet from Arrowhead. Arrowhead stated, though, if you want to leave a negative review and request a refund, you're more than welcome to. Sony have not answered back yet about the whole situation. They've just done the one announcement and that's it. And Steam themselves have not come out with a response yet, because Steam most likely are going to be seeing a lot of these requests and wondering what the hell's going on. And we'll be pulling out discussions with both Sony and Howard Studios about what's happening. Like,
that's what happened with Cyberpunk.
Yes.
And then we all saw what happened in that scenario. They took it off the PlayStation Store, took months to fix it and get it back online and all this kind of. I don't think. Maybe the country people are going to get refunds on it, but I think a majority of the U.S. people might get rejected refunds because it's in their clause saying that it may be required.
Yes, which we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I just don't understand why they didn't just implement it to start. Like, why'd they have to delay it? Why didn't they do it to begin with?
The reasoning was it was a bug. That was their reasoning. It was a bug.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop them.
Yeah. That response, I don't like that either, honestly.
It's a dumb response.
Yeah,
I just don't understand why they didn't just do it.
My theory is that Sony didn't care too much about whether it was a requirement or not on Helldivers 2, because they weren't sure if it was going to be successful, and then Helldivers 2 ended up being one of their most successful games of this year. And now they're trying to capitalize on it.
They care,
yeah.
That's possible.
So, and then they're probably going to do this with a different game that was on Steam, like maybe Ghost of Tsushima on PC.
Oh, this is going to be the situation. Let's make no mistake about it. This is going to be the situation from here on out. You are going to require a PSN account every time you purchase a Sony game on PC. That's a given.
Oh yeah,
they wouldn't go through the hassle of it to just do it here and there.
Yeah, and then Helldivers 2 was just the guinea pig for this, the first guinea pig for this. Basically,
you're just talking about Sony exclusives, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah. So it's a hot mess that they've basically made. They've basically the entire community is on fire, and whatever the outcome will be, I'm pretty sure Helldivers 2 will make it out on the end, but what will be left afterwards, we'll find out. Because
this whole thing's not over. There's going to be more information that comes out about it. Like I said, we're still waiting to hear what's going to happen with the foreign entities of this whole thing. But yeah, it's going to be a thing. But none of this shit is new. Let's be realistic. None of this shit is new. It's just.
But it's the first for Sony.
I'm surprised that it isn't already a thing.
Right. It should have happened with. It should have happened with The Last of Us and all of that. When
it should have happened with if they're gonna do it, they should have done it with the first game released on Steam. But they didn't. And that's the issue right there, because like Sony are just now starting to do this because they just want more accounts.
It is weird because it's Helldivers 2 and they didn't do it for like Spider-Man or any of those other major releases. That's the weird part. The Last of Us, The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah. Like, why would you not do it then? But
I don't know. That's the question that's the question I'm asking right now. Is like, why wasn't this already a thing? Why are they doing it now? I don't know.
It's strange. It very much is.
And maybe okay, this is a really big like conspiracy theory thing.
Go on.
Like what if it's because PlayStation is having a really hard time competing with Microsoft right now?
Oh, that's because not what the case is.
No.
You don't think so? Because Microsoft has I mean, they've been getting companies left and right. And they've been absorbing so many
with everyone saying, like, to be fair, there are more countries that have access to Xbox than they do PlayStation, because Microsoft is literally a PC that a lot of people own in a lot of countries, a lot more than like normal. So
what we're seeing here,
it's a conspiracy.
Here's what we're saying.
I don't care if I'm right or wrong, but it's something to throw out there. What if it's because they're having
the whole answer to that is Microsoft has significantly more money than Sony. So if Microsoft sees a problem and they need to get into a market or they need to fix their stance in a market, they buy their way into it. They're like, oh, let's just go buy Bethesda. Let's just go buy Activision, the biggest, one of the biggest video game companies in the world. That'll fix our problem. Now, the results of that haven't happened yet. I'm not saying Everest is wrong. The results of that haven't happened yet. But right now, Microsoft, in terms of hardware sales and stuff, is significantly behind Nintendo and Sony.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Nintendo's the one trumping them all right now.
Well, because now they're going after the PC market more than the console market, I think.
They're heavily in the Game Pass phase where they're like really going for like Game Pass, cloud gaming, that kind of stuff. That's the dot they're heavily focusing on.
That's where they're in more progressive.
Yeah, they want out of the hardware business to some extent,
I mean, they have stated that they're still making hardware, but it's not their primary focus, basically.
Right, they want out. They just need to they just need to slowly phase their way out, but they want out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing about it, that Prom just brought this up in the chat, is that Microsoft has actually taken some of the exclusives they have and they're having to put them on other platforms. Why, if Microsoft was king of the mountain, like why would they be putting exclusives they have on other platforms if they didn't need to, right? Like if they're selling Xboxes, why do I have to open this to Switch is basically the question.
Extending their reach, I guess, trying to make more money out of people on different markets.
Now they just made a $69 billion investment in a company. They need to make that investment back.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
So what if Microsoft was king under the mountain? Like if Microsoft was the Goblin King?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
He's referencing The Hobbit.
Those books.
Never watched the movie. Well, no, I've watched one of the movies.
Pal bought a chocolate frog at Universal Studios last night.
Who did?
Was it what?
Was it good? Or was it just chocolate?
It was $15, but it tasted
I have expected that kind of thing to actually be like, make it good. If you're gonna make it good. Don't just put Hershey's chocolate into the shape of a frog.
Why would you use Hershey's? Ooh,
it's not even Hershey's. Example. You know what it tasted like? It honestly tasted. It tasted not even that. It tasted like those generic like chocolate bunnies you get like at Easter.
It was that bad?
Oh.
Like the ones in foil? Like the ones in foil?
Yeah.
It was that
it's like
bad?
that generic chocolate.
No! It wasn't even Lindt?
What? That's worse than Hershey's. That's worse than Hershey's.
No Lindor? Oh my god.
It's like
that's so disappointing.
It was literally
like, upcharging for a shape for
the box
frog shaped chocolate.
It basically tasted like that chocolate rabbit.
How disappointing.
Yeah. But
you guys already went back again.
Oh yeah, we've gone like 3 times.
Oh,
nice.
That's so cute.
We haven't really ridden rides or anything the second day. Well, wait, no, we didn't go into Universal Studios last night. I'm sorry. We went to like the City Walk, which is the mall outside of it. But I call it Universal Studios because it's all the same general vicinity.
Right.
But we did go back a second time to go to the cafe, the Toadstool Cafe in Mario Land.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a Mario mustached with burger bun on my hamburger.
Was it a good burger?
It was a decent burger. It's, you know.
Oh my God.
It's what's it called? It's like standard
it's whatever
theme park food.
Oh,
you know?
I'm upset. I don't know. Missed opportunity.
I wasn't expecting much. I wasn't expecting much, but honestly, the pricing wasn't terrible for what we like for the theme park food. It wasn't terrible.
That's
What's more expensive? Is Disney food more expensive than Universal food?
I think Disney's more expensive. Disney just racks a premium on everything, dude.
Okay, I have an interesting question then for both of you. What's the best theme park food you've ever had?
Hey.
I don't have an answer because I've never had good theme park food.
Really? Ooh, okay then.
It's all like, I mean, I haven't been to Disneyland. I know Disneyland has pretty decent food.
It's decent. It's gotten a lot better over the years.
People rave over things that they can buy from Disney, except aside from the fact that they have to pay $15 to $30 for it. But
so here's the thing. My brother told me about this little Mexican like place in Disneyland. And he's like, go there. It's, you know, first Disneyland, it's cheap. I had like a bean and cheese rice burrito, you know, with meat and all that. I had a burrito, right? Rice, beans, cheese, you know, standard Mexican fare. But this was probably this burrito was on par with like Chipotle in terms of price to quality.
Okay.
And it wasn't like, it was served to me on a plate. Like that was the nice part about it. It was like on a plate and.
Was it paper?
No, it was like on a decent plate, if I remember right. Or it was in like one of those plastic, like, you know, the black and clear plastic container things or whatever. Yep. It's been a minute, but it was like $15, which for Disneyland is legit cheap. And it's not the best food I've ever had, but for terms of price and quality, it was damn decent.
Theme park food is just not great.
Well, I've not been to many theme parks, so that's why I was curious.
Do they have those in the UK? Like, are theme parks a thing
so
there?
we've got stuff like, you know,
Germany does, for sure.
roller coaster style theme parks. So we've got like
Six Flags, I guess.
Well, Six Flags as like Alton Towers, Fort Park. We've got like water theme parks, not like, you know, branded ones, just like, you know, like local ones and stuff like that. And that's really like the main things we have.
Do they have a Disney out there? Like, do they have a Disney UK?
Not in the UK. There was like talks about
Wasn't there
making
one in Paris?
Yeah, there's one in Paris. There is, but they're not in the UK. There was talks about making one in the UK, but I don't know where that went, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Disneyland food's gotten a lot better over the years. Fair food. I've had a lot of interesting fair food. Funnel cakes. Funnel cakes are disgusting. I don't know why people eat these things.
I mean,
I don't like them because it's too much. It's too extra.
Yeah, it's also fair foods. I always just get cotton candy. I always get cotton candy when I go to the fair. They sell like giant bags of cotton candy.
Candy floss. Candy floss.
Teeth. Oh god.
Candy floss.
Do they still call it that? Why would you just want pure, just sugar?
Cheap.
There's nothing about it. There's nothing about it. It's fake coloring, fake flavor, and just sugar. There's nothing.
It's cheap. It's cheap. That's the honest answer. It's just cheap. It was like, I think for a large bag that was like half the size of me currently, it was like £1 at the time.
Bro, like you buy cotton candy here, it's like $5 minimum. Easy.
Well, this was like what 15 years ago. So
don't worry, Dale. Come to America. We'll take you to the fair. Get you that deep fried Oreo.
Nah.
I have never had one.
To be fair, if I want anything deep fried, go to Scotland.
Okay.
They do deep fried Mars bars. Yeah. Deep fried Mars bars over there are someone looks at pretty nice.
Oh, never had one.
I heard that's a staple. Yeah. I have heard that.
The deep fried Twinkie.
Deep fried Curly Wurly.
What's a Curly Wurly?
A Curly Wurly is I think it's a Cadbury's chocolate bar where like it's chocolate and fudge, but it has like ridges and holes inside of it, basically, where it's all like twirls. It twirls all around, and therefore it's called a curly whirly.
A curly whirly.
Look it up on Google.
I'll look
it's
into
just
that.
chocolate.
It's chocolate and fudge.
A cheap fried curly whirly sounds dirty. Zena's not here to back that up. But...
Zenith would absolutely comment on that and just go, "I'd give you a deep fried curly whirly."
I mean, we got the running stream title is "Eating Wieners" or whatever.
Eating Wieners is here.
I mean, I don't remember which. I think it's a pig, but pigs have curly genitalia. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was
curly
ducks.
genitalia. They have tails that are curly. I don't know about the genitalia.
Is that not ducks?
I'm talking. No, it's a duck. You're right. Well, something. There's an animal. There's an animal.
Okay,
it's a farm animal. That's what I know for sure.
It locks in and then does its business.
Don't tell me this because I will go Google it and like I don't.
It's true.
Look at cats have spines. Spines, prom.
Ducks have curly whirlies. Okay. On that note, that's the end of the stream for today. Here, next stream, administrative stuff.
There?
Yeah, we're ending there on duck dicks.
Duck dick.
DuckTales.
We're ending the stream on dented duck dicks.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I mean,
I was trying to.
I mean, it is a happy note. We're ending on a laughable happy note.
True. Lighten who after Helldivers II.
I mean, Everest, you have full reign to change the ship here and end the ship on a better harbor. So, steer.
Got nothing, bro.
You got nothing, right? Okay, there you go.
What you think I just can come up with something out of thin air?
You never know, though.
You're a professional now. You got this.
I'm a professional. I don't know. Proceed.
Okay, administrative stuff here. Next episode I have as tentative the 18th. If anything says other, I know Everest is getting towards moving time.
Yes.
I think that's your last. No, June's your last one, right? Like you're out for June.
I'm out for June.
Right. So.
I don't know. It just depends on how long it takes to get. Definitely not the first week of June. After that, it's kind of up in the air. It just depends on how long it takes to get all my desk and
right, yeah, you'll be up in the
stream stuff all set up. So
we'll be here on the 18th. If Everest can or cannot make it, we totally understand. But we will be here on the 18th. Okay, so I am really behind on uploads. I was slammed, but Back to the Backlog episode 4 is going up today. It's edited. It just needs to be uploaded. Back to the Backlog will be up. 2 more episodes will follow next week after that, and then we'll be all caught up there. Clips are coming. Hannah's starting to crank them out. I think we just put one up on TikTok not too long ago. We're going to get those on a schedule. We're getting there. Again, I'll record another episode Wednesday, so you can catch me on Eric Anthony streaming there. Dill, you can catch Big Dill Gamer on Twitch. He's doing the St. Jude campaign right now. Let's see.
I'll make sure to get you the campaign link as well so you can do that.
Get me the campaign link. I'll slap it in there. How do you do the shout out thing again? Is it / shout out or what?
/ shout out space name.
Big Dill Gamer. Make sure you type Big Dill Gamer, the full name. If you just type Big Dill, you're gonna get something you do not want to see. On Twitch. So don't finish the name out. On that note, this is Good Friends Good Games. That's episode 40. We'll out of here. We'll see you guys very, very soon.
Bye.